Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a legend in my own mind, and we are back for another Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us every Sunday, and we are ready to go. Jay, what's going on, man?
Not much. Slow weekend in boxing, but it is what it is. We've had quite a few weeks of matches, so it needs a little break from time to time.
Yeah, I guess, man. I mean, was it really a slow week, though? I mean, because, the controversy with Gervonta Davis persisted. We'll talk a little bit about that today as well. I'm on the doggone wrong topic here, though, Mike. So we're going to get to the right topic. But, yeah, I think, with the whole Gervonta Davis situation that was currently in play over the last week and what we're going to talk about today, I think there was a little bit of stuff to talk about as it relates to boxing. Unfortunately, this past week I was traveling for work, and so I didn't get to the really good stuff that was going on during the week, including an announcement about a fight, or at least a presser about a fight that's going to occur, May 2nd? So we can talk about that a little bit before we jump into what our topic is going to be for the day. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and give love to the people that support the channel. Shout out to Rock Dog Studios. Rock Dog used to be Rock Dog Interactive. They are changing to Rock Dog Studios, and they do everything, man. Some of the work that they're doing with website design and the integration of AI into those websites is just, it's groundbreaking stuff as far as I'm concerned. So shout out to Rock Dog Studios. And then Nadaz Vodka, www.nadazvodka.com, the best tasting vodka that is out there currently. That Kiwi taste is just amazing. And not only that, it's African American owned, so make sure you go and check it out. We got to go and support. We got to support these folks, man. These African Americans that are, driving business forward for our communities. Make sure you go check them out and support them. And then, of course, make sure you support us, man. Make sure you support AM Sports Media by smashing the like button so other people can find this content. Jay, this is how they find the content, man. You got to smash the like button so that they can grab onto it, find the content, drive the content forward, drive the channel forward, get more subscribers. Because as you all know, we are trying to get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I would say, Jay, what'd you say? We probably a top 20 size channel. I would say probably top 20 size boxing channel, I would say. And so we try to break top 15, top 10, and then ultimately top 5. So that's our goal overall. We grew this thing from 0 to 20, almost 23,000 now. So yeah, man, make sure you guys smash that like button so other people can find our content, or you're going to hear the words of your famous friends. Friend, not friends, friend. So smash the like button. All right. Jay, let's see how many people we got in the building right now. We got 42 people in the building, 20 likes, so we got half of the likes. If you are in the building currently, make sure you smash the like button. If you have not smashed the like button, make sure you smash the like button now. Don't go without smashing the like button. If you're in the building, smash the like button so other people can find this content. All right. My dear friend Jay, we are going to start off. Before we jump into our normal topics, we're going to start off talking about this big event that's been announced. It's in New York, right? Riad season. We got Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. We got Devin Haney versus Ramirez. We got Teofimo Lopez versus Barbosa.
We got the three or four kings on that fight card, but they ain't fighting each other.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? But Turki wants all the best fights though, right? That's what he's saying, right? All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead.
Crazy how that works out. I mean, I like the names on the card. I just wish they were actually fighting each other, since everyone wants Tank to fight everybody. I mean, I don't like Ryan for all the stuff he's done outside of the ring and said, although he's backtracked that lately, but he's actually trying to fight these people, fight everyone. He's fought Tank. He's fought Devin. He's set to fight Devin in a rematch later this year. So I give him credit on that. But Devin coming back fighting Ramirez, who's coming off a loss to Barboza. Lead out a split decision loss to Barboza, if I'm not mistaken. Tio fighting not Barboza. Yes, two Barboza. So Tio's fighting Barboza, who's been chasing Tio for the last 2 years. Ryan's fighting Rolly. Rolly is Rolly. So it's interesting to me in that fight card. What I don't understand is the fight card is in New York. It's going to be in Times Square.
Yeah.
New York temperatures are pretty low around that time. Pretty cool around that time still, based on what I've seen reports about the forecast and everything. And it's outside, so it's not going to be really a gate. Eddie talked about that as well. We're not worried about a gate. Yeah, you are. You're here to make money on that. And 5 of the 6 top fighters on that building are from California or the West Coast. I don't understand why you wouldn't put that fight in California or at least Vegas. They do really a lot of numbers on that. A lot of numbers that can happen on. Yeah, Bruce Grass. It can be some upsets on there. I mean, especially when Ramirez knows he has nothing to lose. He has everything to lose on this fight here because if he loses to Devin, he's definitely going to start looking as a gatekeeper on that. But I don't understand why you would have that in New York and in Times Square like that. But we'll see how that works out, And they're not fighting each other, and the fact that Rolly's the main event, I find it funny because as much noise people talk about Rolly on there. So it's gonna be interesting on that.
I want to make sure I choose my words carefully because I don't want to be painted as a hater by all the people in the chat. Because that's what they say. They say I'm a hater.
You are some most of the time.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. What I found with Turki Alalshikh cards, Jason, and this is just my opinion, is that they're stacked with names and not necessarily compelling fights. Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah.
So we see, like, it'll have maybe one compelling fight, right? Like Better BF versus Bivol or Fury versus Usyk. But in my opinion, that's all it has. And then you'll have a bunch of names that are prominent names in the sport of boxing, but they're not necessarily really good fights, right? And so that's partially my issue with most of Riad cards. Right now, from a Riad perspective, in this fight for May 2nd, I feel kind of similarly, right? Am I thrilled about Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero? Not really. Am I thrilled about Devin Haney versus Ramirez? Not really. Am I thrilled about Teofimo versus Barbosa? Not really. But you got to the point that you made earlier. You got 3 of the 4 kings on this card. So it's like it feels like you're just stacking it with names, but not necessarily these compelling fights that I feel that boxing fans want to see. And that's why I don't have that kind of thrill for like these. I don't see it the same way a lot of these other guys see it. And to be honest with you, many of the other guys, the reason why they see it in the manner that they see it in, Jay, is because they see Turki Alalshikh as the antithesis to Al Heyman. That's the only reason you're seeing such comments out there from certain fight fans in regards to Turki Alalshikh and some of these cards. I mean, they're cool cards. I'm not going to knock them, but at the same time, they're not what people are trying to make them out to be. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. It being outside. Hey man, if they want to try something different and they believe that, that's something that will attract fans or at least attract eyeballs, how does that attract people? Like, and I'm just going to use this as an example, right? Jay, you follow college football, right?
Absolutely.
So one of the main issues currently going on in college football right now is that, the viewing experience is much better sitting in my theater room than it is being at the game. Yeah. So, and they want people at the game. Can you imagine a college football game without any people actually in the stands? Ass. Can you imagine NBA games without anyone in the stand? Ass. The NFL, anyone not in the stands?
Think COVID.
ass, right? Thank COVID. I think it's ass. So I don't know how you expect there to be any kind of real energy around it. But then again, if you look at prior Riad cards, it should mimic exactly what we've seen before because they can't fill any stadiums. And that more than likely is the real reason why they want to have these fights in basically Times Square or whatever it is they're going to have it in because they're not going to fill seats with these things anyway. And maybe they already know that.
Hold up, you mean when they went from 25,000 stadium to a 6,000 stadium?
Oh, don't say that now. That means we hating. We can't say what's out there. That means we hating. Why do y'all care about the business? You should just care about the fight. Well, damn, dude. Is it really the same kind of fight if you got 6,000 people in there versus 25,000 people? I mean, that energy is a part of the experience of watching it from home. So, but again, we're haters because we say that. You're a hater. You just care about business. Why do you care? You worried about millionaires' pockets, all this other stuff. When in reality, I have a business background. I work with millions. Actually, I work with billions. Under my purview, there is $1 billion under my purview. So in my normal job. So I work with large dollars. So my understanding and my business acumen this isn't above and beyond my business acumen to understand what's going on. And that's something that I have a personal affinity for. But yet we get criticized when we talk about the business aspect of it because they don't like that. And that part of it is important too, right, Jay? It's important because if the business isn't taken care of, the sport is gone. So I don't care. I know as a fan, you don't have to think about that from other outlets. So you never hear me talking about the NBA and their cost structure or the NFL and their cost structure because they have a league with a set contract with set revenue and that's the way it works. But boxing is completely different. And if the money isn't making sense, if the NBA was losing money, you wouldn't have an NBA. Simple as that. Right?
Exactly.
So that's all I got for that one. I kind of went off on a tangent and a bit of a rant, but oh well.
It's expected of you. Yeah, I agree with Tunnelvision. Tunnelvision said Greg and Jason. We tried to tell them, they didn't want to listen. Got blinded by the shiny things. Exactly. It's like with this fight being in New York, being where it's at, I don't. Devin and Ryan were mad about the first fight being in New York when they fought each other. They're not even fighting each other. They're in the same car here, and it's in New York again, and it's in Times Square. Athletes complained about the COVID year when they had no fans in the state in the stadium, in the arena. They complained about not having people there because they fed off the energy. You know, you fed off the energy. You know, when you played sports in high school and everything, you like seeing crowds. You know, that gave you energy to do better. You know, to really show up and show out. So I don't know how this is going to work. You know, I don't know how it's going to work from a money standpoint since they're not really getting a gate for it. But of course, I'm gonna be watching. You'll be watching because it's boxing and everything. Just wish they had been fighting each other versus fighting who they're fighting.
So shout out to Edward Torres, one of the people that have been around the channel for a long, long time. Edward Torres says, "I disagree, Greg. Don't compare ball sports to the fight game. I'm sure Greg wasn't watching COVID fights. The shit was beautiful." What? Dude. And you know you my boy Edward Torres, but there was nothing beautiful. So it was like a work of art. It was like artwork to see those guys perform with nothing in the background. Just it was beautiful hearing just the air part as they were throwing punches and missing. That was part of the art. It was an experience that we never had before. To hear everybody, to hear every word that was being said in the corner. It was artwork. It was beautiful. Man, stop it. Stop it. That is BS. You need fans in the stadiums. That's what we want. And to your point, that gives people energy, that pushes them forward. That's what they want to see and feel. And as fight fans, we want to see it as well. We want to see the reaction to the punches. We want to see the reaction when someone's legs are buckled and all of that. We want to see all of that. So I don't want to hear this, oh man, it's okay to see, Turki Alalshikh just because he has like 3,000 people in an arena. I mean, there's an art to it. It's beautiful to be able to see everyone in the background. You can see all of the empty seats across the arena. It almost looks like a collage. Man, what? Stop it. Let's not make excuses. That's BS.
The fighters didn't like fighting in those type of situations. I see people talking about during COVID, you know, it was beautiful watching. Yeah, you can hear people when people got punched, you can hear it. Definitely, you hear everything what the coach was saying. But the fighters weren't happy. The fighters complained about it. The fighters said they felt different in those type of environments right there.
That was partially because they weren't getting any of that gate money either. But I digress.
Yeah, exactly, right? Kind of like what's happening on May 2nd, right? Mm-hmm. What gate money?
There's no gate. Well,
they said 100 to 200 people.
Hey, so Eddie Hearn is not concerned about gate because they already know they fleecing Turki Alalshikh, which we'll get to that a little bit later. But that's all good. All right, Jay, you want to go ahead and move to the next topic? Or the actual topic that we should be talking about. Yeah. But before we move on, we got 102 people in the building, but only 36 likes. We need y'all to smash that like button, man. We need you to smash the like button. And I know y'all can do it because I've seen you all do it.
Need y'all to get the likes up, man. Come on, man. Support the channel, support the grind.
Come on, man. Support the channel, support the grind, support the energy. Smash the like button so other people can find this content, man. That's all we asking, guys. We just asking you to smash the like button if you haven't also already done so. That's it. It's free, man. The like button is free. Smash it. All right, Jay. Now we on to Gervonta Davis. Mr. Gervonta Tank Davis.
Oh, man.
Excuse me while I hit that.
On that subject there.
Huh?
A lot on Tank this week after a fight last weekend.
Yeah, man. So let's bring this up. Let's talk about it. So, and I'm just gonna set the table, and then I'm gonna pass it to you. But here's what's going on. Okay, apparently they are already close to finalizing the deal for a rematch. I'm assuming that most of the things had already been ironed out as a part of the rematch clause, and that's the reason why they're close. And this is comments that are coming directly from the promoter of Lamont Roach. His name is Gary Jonas, and we're going to actually play the clip from Mr. Jerry Jonas. We actually just dropped a video on this. So even though we're talking about it right now, you need to go and watch the video as well, because guess what? We need the views. That's how we get paid. But anyway, we're going to bring this up real quick, and I want you guys to hear what Gary Jonas had to say himself. You know, Jay, I like to let people, because, you know, when we first started doing videos, we would just talk about what people had said, and people would tell us that we were lying. Oh, you're fucking lying, Greg. It's kind of fucking making shit up, man. So now we like to just play what people have to say so that they understand what it is that we are speaking to, so that they don't, you know, make these, you know, I don't know, say this weird stuff about, you know, what we're talking about. Sometimes people don't catch this stuff, and we do videos on it. But this is what Gary Jonas had to say in regards to no, this isn't the right one. Sorry. Let me get the right one up, Jay, before I play some BS.
Yeah, that'll help, man.
That would help. That would absolutely help. Here we go right here.
Important question on everyone's mind. How close is the rematch? How big will it be? How close is it to getting done?
Very close. It's in my mind, it's a done deal, but there are formalities, but it's a done deal, and it's not far off. I can't give you more than that right now, but what I can tell you is that it's going to be an interesting fight. I think you got dynamics. You've got Javante, who's probably going to be angry, probably woken up, probably more focused than he has been, not talking about retirement. That's a factor.
Okay, so that was Gary Jonas, who was talking about the rematch and where they are in the process of making a rematch. So Jay, I want to throw it over to you, give you the opportunity to voice yourself. Cause see, man, I talk too much, Jay. You know what I'm saying? I have a dominant personality, right? People say I yap and I yap and I yap and I yap, and that's just my personality, man. Because I'm a take charge kind of guy. But you know, I'm going to throw it over to you so the people can hear that true boxing analysis from you, and not all this blubber that some people say that I give them. Go ahead, bro.
Man, I mean, I like that he came out. I don't like the fact that he said there are some formalities, some small formalities. I mean, that could be various things. that could be out there. But the fact that Lamont already said he signed the rematch already, I was happy about that. You know, he said that was already done, but him saying in his mind is a done deal and it's almost there. I'm happy about that. Remember, we did a video last week about it, talking about who Tank should fight next, and I was in favor of this. I'm still in favor of him doing a rematch, just because if it's controversial, if it's a close fight, or you beat me, I want it back. I want it to get back right now. I don't want to wait till later. I want it right now. This fight, based on the views that Lamont has, his profile has risen from 10,000 on, I believe, on Twitter, like 25K on Twitter. Thanks to Matt from Brunch Watching looking at that information there. And like over 170 some thousand on Instagram followers. His profile has gone up through the roof. Everyone's talking about this, you know. So this fight, the rematch, will definitely, I think, do a lot more than the original fight did, and it makes for good TV. It also puts people on there to know about who Lamont Roach is now, instead of saying he was a cherry pig, he's a bum, he's this, he's that. Lamont Roach is a good fighter. Put some respect on that dude's name. We said it beforehand. We said it wasn't going to be an easy fight for Tank. You know, people just overlooked it. But for this right here, right now, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I hope they do get this rematch going, because that means Tank will have another fight, time for another fight, especially if they fight in May or June of this year. So I'm all for it. I know you have a different take on it, have a different feeling about it for various reasons, but I'm all for the rematch.
I'm not all for this shit. Okay? Now, if I was the manager of Gervonta Davis, which unfortunately I am not, but if I were, I would say no. So let me think about this, though. Let me say this, and I mentioned this in the video. You know, I kind of see it in two different ways now, Jay. And you're right. We did have that discussion last week. I think it was last Monday, in regards to who we believe Gervonta Davis should go after next. I've been a proponent that Gervonta Davis should absolutely go after Shakur Stevenson. And the reason why I said that is because I believe that there's nothing really truly to gain from a Lamont Roach rematch. I have changed that slightly, but as far as like you go in and you face Lamont Roach, I think it's all downside. You lose, or it's another close fight, they're just going to keep talking about you. If you knock him out, they're going to say that he was always a cherry. So why? So there is nothing really truly to gain from a competitive standpoint if you defeat Lamont Roach, or if you fight Lamont Roach in general, right? So my thought was, go face Shakur Stevenson. That is the one that has the name, right? Shakur Stevenson has the name, regardless if it's deserved or not. Some people feel it's deserved. Some people do not feel it's deserved. But regardless, he has the name. You go defeat him, there's nothing that anyone can truly say, right? His detractors are always on the side of Shakur Stevenson. And so if that's the case, and you go and beat their favorite fighter, or at least the fighter that they're throwing up saying that you cannot beat, you shut all your detractors up, period. But defeating Lamont Roach, you would not shut your detractors up. That's the reason why I was saying go down the path of Shakur Stevenson. It makes the most sense to me. If you, right now, his hands are brittle. You don't want to, do you really want him to find a surgeon that actually truly fixes his hands? We don't want that, do we? If we're Gervonta Davis fans, or you're a Gervonta Davis supporter, or if you're a manager of Gervonta Davis, or if you're Gervonta Davis, you don't want him. That's true too. He ain't gonna throw the hands either. You're right. You're right. You ain't lying. But still, I want to go into a fight with every advantage that I can possibly have, right? But here's the flip side of that, Jay. All of a sudden, to the point that you made earlier, Lamont Roach's star, his profile, his whatever you want to call it, has risen to an extent and to a point where now people know who Lamont Roach is. Lamont Roach has been doing the rounds talking about this particular fight, and it has created somewhat of a star. Not necessarily a real star, but somewhat. Again, his profile has risen, right? And that's thanks to Gervonta Davis, right? So in a rematch, how lucrative could a rematch possibly be, because this fight has gone viral? As I mentioned before, my wife asked me about this fight. My wife does not follow boxing at all. She doesn't know. She knows about my show, but she doesn't watch the show. None of that. She was asking me about the Gervonta Davis fight before the fight and the controversy after. I got a friend of mine who casually watched boxing. He hits me up the next day. What happened to your boy? Right? Because he's a casual fan, right? So at the end of the day, this thing has now reached people who are not casual boxing fans, Jay. It's gone to another level, which means that the rematch will be quite lucrative. And if you're Javante Davis, why would you give someone like Keyshawn Davis or Shakur Stevenson the opportunity to benefit off of the work that you put in, which was to face Lamont Roach, create a larger profile for Lamont Roach, but then you're going to allow him to go fight Keyshawn Davis or Shakur Stevenson, two gentlemen that would leverage the fact and the new stardom from Lamont Roach to line their pockets? Why? Because we know that they are unsuccessful in promoting themselves. Now, I think Keyshawn has the ability to promote himself quite well, but Shakur, I don't see it, right? So you're going to allow them to take that advantage from you? Absolutely not. So I can see the reason why they will go down this path of a rematch. Lucrative, you're going to take opportunities away from your ops because they're going to be chasing fights with Lamont Roach that I'm quite sure he would accept. But again, on the flip side, there's not a lot of gain from it from a competitive standpoint. That's my view on it.
Yeah, I'd rather push back the Shakur fight to in the year because Shakur only gonna fight twice this year anyway. He says he can't fight 3 times because of his hands. We saw when he was fighting Patley, his hand, he wins on every punch. Right now, he won't be fighting Tank in no May or June. Wouldn't be. I don't want that to be any type of reason for Shakur not to be able at 100% for him to fight Tank. I want
Man, you keep talking about
Tank as possible.
no.
I'm ready for that Shakur fight, but I gotta get back with Roach. I gotta show right now. Everyone's talking about Roach and Tank, talking about the controversy, the knee that took a point that shouldn't have taken a point, that didn't happen. That's what everyone's talking about. So you strike when someone said in the chat, you strike when the iron is hot. You go right now. He take care of business with Roach. Then he run it back. He go back later on and fight Shakur. Shakur be 100% healthy, and he only got one more fight with Matchroom anyway. So I mean, if he's gonna sit out, he'll sit out till then. You know?
I'm so tired of you talking about you want Shakur Stevenson to be as close as healthy as possible. Like no, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Fuck all that. Because you think, hey, how many times as Gervonta Davis has people suggested that you should go up and fight somebody at 140 and allow them to come back into the ring at 165? People are not suggesting that you should. People are suggesting that you should go into the ring at a disadvantage. Yet I want people to come to the ring as either a fight fan of Gervonta Davis or Javante Davis with Shakur Stevenson being 100% for fucking what? For what?
Tell me, if you were Tank, if you got in a fight with somebody that you were favored to win heavily, the guy gave you a tough fight, you won you didn't win, it was a draw, controversial draw. You want to run it back?
Yes, after I beat the nigga ass that's going to make me the most money, which is going to be Shakur Stevenson. Specifically, if his hands are brittle. Let me go ahead and take care of his brittle hands first, and then I go back to the dude that I know going to give me a tough fight. But I get the logic of striking while the iron is hot too. That's what I'm saying. I don't know at this point where like if Lamont Roach star hadn't risen to the point that it is currently, and thanks to all the Javante Davis haters for doing so, then I don't know. I think I just go down the Shakur Stevenson path. But because his star I think it's an easy decision, but because his star has risen, I think the rematch is actually quite lucrative now. I don't know what they did from a pay-per-view standpoint originally, right? I don't know what they did. I haven't asked anyone, right? But I will say this: whatever the rematch will do, probably at least 50% more, if not double. So much controversy around it.
I want the Shakur fight for Tank. I want that, but since this fight was so close and controversial, we gotta run that back. Let's get it back right now. Because we don't want anything in between that rematch of them getting in the way of trying to say, well, so-and-so will this or that. I want the rematch right now because if Tank's as good as we think he is, we know Lamont is a good fighter. But if Tank is as good as everyone thinks he is, he can run it back and handle business, even with the tough fight with Lamont.
Yeah, man, fuck all that.
On the back end.
No, fuck all that. I don't care how good of a fighter you are. Sometimes fighters just have a style that's going to give you problems. Shane Mosley versus Vernon Forrest. It's just a stylistic problem for Shane Mosley. Winky.
Greg, think about this. Tank can double dip with the money as well.
Oh man, fuck all that. Hey. So what if he fuck around? What if he fuck around and loses to Lamont Roach? Because we're not thinking about the fact that, and there's other aspects of this, right? But Tank, to the point that the promoter mentioned, Tank is going to come in. Let me finish. Tank is going to come in with a renewed focus, right? But he could come in angry, right? And attacking at times. And Sean Porter actually mentioned this as well. Being overly aggressive because now you have something to prove could set you up for something that could get you up out of there, right? So then you lose. Ain't no motherfucking double dipping.
No.
So,
well, he had another rematch with Lamont Roach for a trilogy.
Man, fuck all that. Hey, man, go to Shakur. If you lose to Shakur, which I don't think you would, but if you lose to Shakur, then people are going to say, oh, well, especially in a close fight, oh, well, you know, that it was, you know, Shakur just got him, right? You lose to Lamont Roach, dog, they come, dude, you got a draw, and they came out. The haters came out. ASVP TV and all his motherfucking country ass cousins came out, right? To talk shit. All right, so that's what I'm telling you. Like, no, go to Shakur. They're not going to make any excuses for Shakur, specifically if it's a close fight. You will have grace. If you go and you lose to Lamont, there will be no grace. They are going to lambast you, huh?
Point blank period. Don't lose to Lamont then. Don't lose.
But sometimes stylistically, people have just it's a stylistic matchup, you know. So hey man, fuck all that. So
he beat him twice before.
Man, fuck
the draw
all
right
that,
now.
Man.
Run it back.
Man, fuck run it back, but run it back in 2026,
run it back in 2027, 2028. Run it back.
I said 2026, dog. Man, you go and you fight Shakur Stevenson in September, then you run it back with Roach at the beginning of 2026.
So tell me this. So in the meantime, he run and fight Shakur. Lamont go fight somebody. Lamont lose.
Lost opportunity. As long as you don't lose.
You ain't shit, boy. You ain't shit.
But that's the risk that you take, bro. That's the risk that you play. But again, as I told you before, I understand both sides of it, fam. I understand the argument to go fight. Without Lamont Roach star rising, I don't understand the argument. Go get Shakur, right? Go try to make a fight with Shakur later in the year. But with Lamont star rising, I do understand why you might take that path first. But at the end of the day, you know, I think I said it before the fight even occurred, we were on here saying, hey man, this is gonna be a tough fight. Like, this isn't what people think it is. This is a tough fight. And now I think people know that this is a tough fight. Man. I mean, Tank. I think everything that I've ever said about Tank, I think it is. But I think my thing is we don't allow him to have any passes for anything, and we'll talk about this later. But all the fighters can go fight his leftovers and all that shit. I can't stand that shit. But
hey, hold up. We just got some from ASVP TV.
And CJ Rich.
Yeah. Oh yeah, CJ Rich with the $2. We call in today. Cali got something for sure. We're gonna open the lines up a little bit later. So we'll definitely be looking out. You said 916 is the area code from Cali for CJ. And then ASVP TV with the 499. Y'all in finger mode today, I see.
Fanager.
If I can say this countries. He's finger.
No, Fanager.
Fanager mode. Run it back, clean up that draw. Shakur after so he can collect Tank's other 0. I've been saying it ASVP, run it back, but collecting that 0, nah.
You know why? Now he wants that because he's not really all that confident in that Shakur fight. But let me ask you this, because you talking about run it back and all this other shit. So Tank goes and smokes Lamont Roach. You gonna sit up? You gonna say that was a great win? Because if not, STFU. Okay, and that's the problem. Because it's ninjas like ASVP TV that's gonna be in the Discord saying, "Oh man, I already know, man. He wasn't really that good of a fighter anyway." You know what I'm saying, man? So yeah, I mean, I get all the fights right anyway. Nah, you don't get nothing right. I don't want to hear that. Jay, anything else you want to share about this one? The one thing I will highlight about this particular fight, and I did talk about this a little in the video, is that, you know, it's going to be a different situation in regards to Lamont Roach, because now expectations, when you went into the first fight, Lamont, expectations were here. Now expectations will be here.
No, Lamont didn't have no expectations.
Yeah, I know, no, but I'm saying that's what I'm talking about. The expectation of what he was going to do in the fight is here, which means you can come into a fight absolutely positively relaxed. But now with expectations up here and people now know that you can fight, people are expecting like ASVP TV talking about you gonna go take his other O, which means now pressure gonna be on you to actually deliver, and that adds a different dynamic to the fight. And I think that's an interesting point.
It does, and it's going to let you know if Tank does rematch Lamont and he fights Lamont. It's going to let you know what Tank is, one way or another. Whether you're a Tank fan or you're a Tank hater, the haters going to love it because he loses or has another draw, or Tank fans going to come out and be like, "Look, Tank is who we told you was. He had an off night, and Lamont is a better fighter." Which I'll give.
Hey man, hey Jason, man, you talking no man, fuck all that. You talking crazy today, nigga. You know goddamn well, goddamn well, ain't nobody gonna be sitting up there talking about Tank was. Yeah, we could say Gervonta Davis fans could say, see, Tank just had an off night. Those ninjas that hate Tank are gonna say whatever they can say, so it don't matter.
He said no matter what, but he may as well go ahead and get it back.
Okay. No. Fuck all that. If they're gonna say it anyway, just go and fight Shakur, because you don't get anything out of it from a competitive standpoint. You get nothing. It doesn't matter. You get nothing out of it from a competitive. No, run it back to do what? What are you getting out of it? To make you feel warm and fuzzy inside, nigga?
Damn, and I'm getting more money too.
That's the only reason. But I'm saying, if you take the money up out of the situation, right? Take money out of it. It's gonna be a bigger fight. So I don't think Tank is probably getting any more money because I think he has a guarantee, and more than likely the pay-per-view didn't hit the threshold. So he's probably not getting any more money. Let's make that clear right now. But let me finish.
More than last fight.
But if he has a guarantee and it didn't hit the pay-per-view threshold, and he's not making any more money, so it needs to hit whatever pay-per-view threshold to make more money. So more than likely, even if he does hit it doubles, it's probably not going to hit a pay-per-view threshold where he gets paid out more. That's the point.
Well,
how the fuck do you know that without understanding? Okay. Anyway, so more than likely, that's not going to happen. He's not going to make substantially more money, and there is nothing to gain out of it competitively. Period. Because the fans are not going to see it any differently. What?
Now, Corey Williams he's like, do a poll right now in the chat. Let the audience choose which fight they want to see.
Fuck all that. No, I do a poll. I'll give
a quick shout out to Big Hearn with the $1.99. PBC putting Tank in protective custody. See soon. And ASVP TV with the $1.99. He did what he's supposed to do, referring to, I guess, I'm not sure who he's referring to. I guess what Shakur fought fight beforehand. And then Big Hearn with $1.99. Any excuses tonight, Tank? Man, why you had to put that in the Big Hearn? That made me think about Tarver versus Roy. And that's still a sore spot. That still hurts me to this day.
Okay, guys, poll up. You guys tell us who you think Tank should fight next.
That's bullshit. Hey, y'all. Hey, man. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You dirty bastard. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Close this shit, man. Get out of here, man. I knew you were coming with some fuckery, man. I knew you were coming with some bullshit.
Hold on, let me change it, man. Let me change it up. Look, Jay look like 100% say Shakur money. Okay, man. Hold on.
Man. People can't take. You see what I deal with, man? Deal with this bullshit.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm just trying to make it lighthearted, man.
I knew you pulled some bullshit. I saw where you.
Hey, man.
Shit. It's like smoking.
Hey, man.
About some bullshit.
Hey, the poll back up, dog. Y'all can decide who it should be, man.
Knew you on that bullshit, man.
Oh man, that was funny. All right,
hate your ass.
So Jay, we actually kind of talked about two.
Real quick though, Greg. It's like one thing y'all can see about us. We are Tank supporters, but if he fight Lamont Roach and he loses or whatever, it happens. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. And this is no. I love Tank, man. I just think Lamont Roach's style is going to always give Tank problems. And I'm afraid that Tank is going to be overly aggressive in situations where he shouldn't because of the first fight. That's for me, that's my concern, right? And they gonna kill Tank, man. They gonna kill him.
Oh yeah. I mean, hey, it is what. Hey, Corey Williams said, typical Carver Shores, Shores people.
Corey, man, what you talking about, man? Carver Shores, man. That's that. What you talking about? Hold on, which part? The poll or my stance on?
You did,
man, whatever.
The fuckery. That's
Whatever.
what it is.
Whatever. All right, man. I can't really go against Corey, man. That's that rich ninja, man. That's that rich ninja from Tangelo. That cat rich, man. All right, but not right. Hit us with the $5. Greg Buggin. He needs to send his CV to Al Heyman. He already has it. Trust me, he already has it. All right, ASVP TV hit us with a $1.99 Tank. Gonna get that arrow. And boy, these mother. What?
He gonna keep coming. He gonna keep commenting because he said called his country cousins. Hey, SVP TV, where you from, man?
Louisiana. I'm from Louisiana. Nah, man, SVP TV, my boy, man. I'm Southern too, so I can't really get on them too tough. Let me go ahead and hit these guys with the appreciate y'all, fam. Thank you. All right, Jay. So we kind of talked about two topics in one, dude. With this whole because we talked about who they should fight next.
That poll though.
Hey man, folks don't know what they talking about in the poll, man. We got some of the smartest people on the planet when it comes to this, man. But you know what? I'm gonna do another poll. I'm gonna do another poll.
Are you gonna do another poll to make you feel better about your bullshit?
No. Let's see. I'm gonna end this poll, but what I want to know is no. Here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know. Who do you give Tank more credit for beating?
Hey Corey, you see he gonna make this shit slanted, ain't he?
Nope, that's not making this slanted.
Yeah.
That's not making this slanted, dog. This proves my point. This proves my point why I don't believe the rematch is really warranted. Because who do you give him more credit for if he were to go fight Shakur next and beat him, or fight Lamont Roach next and beat him? Exactly. The hell we talking about, man? Go beat up Shakur, man. His hand's brittle. Get him now. Anyway, let's go ahead and move to the next topic. Say what?
He said his hands brittle. Get him now, man.
Get him now. Man. Hey, man. Y'all
look
fighting,
at the poll
dog.
right now with 19 votes in. It's close.
Hey, man. Man, that's because all the smart people ain't voted yet.
Hey, we got the same amount of people that almost voted as the prior poll. You're losing again.
Hey, man, these cats don't know what they're talking about, man. These cats, this isn't a general. Hey, you know what? We're gonna put it. Okay, Shakur done tied it up. Now let's take it over. Come on, y'all. Y'all, come on.
You begging, man. Hey, cap it off at 34 like you did the other poll. At 34 votes. We got 7 votes.
I ain't capping shit till I win.
Turn that shit off at 34, just like you did the last one.
No, I ain't capping shit.
You trying to wait. You try to do the math. How many votes I need to get this bitch at 50?
I ain't doing no math. That bitch hit 50. I'm gonna end it right away. Click. All right, man. Let's move on to the next topic, man. Let's talk about this one, man. Shoot, I think though, before we move on, let's make sure that we got 139 people in the building, but only 73 likes, man. Y'all got to smash the like button, man. Smash the like button to get the likes up so people can find the content, man. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing related content and Man, this is what we do, man. Specifically on Sundays or any live streams, you know, man, we chop it up and we have a good time. So make sure you become a subscriber. We've already grown by 3 subs, Jay, since we've been on, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, you take another L with your poll though. Go ahead and stop the poll, man.
Man, look at this dude. Loggy20 says, yeah, respectfully, fellas, I don't want to hear Shakur's name right now. Maybe later. I want to see this rematch. See, this is the bullshit I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, man.
They just want to see the rematch to see if Tank beats him. But when Tank does beat him, if he beats him, I hope he beats him.
He moves on to fight Shakur.
Yeah, but he gets no credit for going in there and beating Lamont Roach. Nobody's going to give him any credit for that, man.
Does.
Stop all that. Watch when I put up a bigger poll where people talk about this. They're not going to. How? So, no. No, I'm going to put it on the chat. But, dude, how are we saying that when supposedly most people had him as a cherry to begin with? Now you're going to give him credit for beating him? How?
Yeah, they learned that night.
Man, they ain't learned shit, man. These cats still talking about cherries going wrong. Man, stop it. All right, man, let's go ahead and move to this Turki Alalshikh situation. So, Jay, as you know, Turki Alalshikh is going into business with TKO and what's that motherfucker? Dana White to start their own boxing league. Now, Jay, as you are familiar with, Turki Alalshikh entered into partnerships with Top Rank, Matchroom, Golden Boy Promotions to basically be a sponsor for many of their fight cards. Recently, ESPN lost their deal with Top Rank lost their deal with ESPN, which puts them in a bit of a bind. And for what I'm hearing, the TKO, Turki Alalshikh, Riad, Dana White, whole situation, those guys have gotten a deal with ESPN to broadcast their content on that platform, which means they have supplanted Top Rank. Now, how is it possible? Now, initially, I was like, damn, man, they're going to go after PBC. But how is it possible that you are creating a new boxing league and you have partnerships, a new boxing league, mind you, that has nothing to do with promoters because you already have Dana White in place. So you're basically trying to create a UFC-style organization. How is it possible that you are going to be how is it possible that you're doing that when you have partnerships with all of these promoters? There's a conflict of interest there. In my personal opinion, I think Turki, all of this last 18 months have been to establish relationships with fighters, overpay them in hopes of luring them to your own entity. I thought the way that he was going to go about doing it was probably to purchase all the promoters and create a boxing league in that manner. But now it seems more likely to me that he's simply going to try to poach the fighters and move them over to a new boxing league. And that's a conflict of interest with your current business partners, if they are currently or still your business partners. So I think he's aiming to put these guys out of business, Jay, sooner rather than later. And that's the reason why we saw him behaving in the way that he behaved before, bypassing promoters, bypassing managers, trying to talk directly to fighters. That was his whole MO to begin with because he wants to sign into his new boxing league. That's my opinion, Jay. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. We know boxing has some issues. We already know it. We know that it needs to work out those issues. But having Dana White and Turki just the final say for everything is not the way to go. We see how it was in UFC. I'm not feeling the way UFC was running. I tried to watch some of the fight last night. UFC fell asleep, and I was on Twitter looking at what people were saying. People were not happy about the fight card last night for UFC. Mm-hmm. You know, and then also people were talking about how fighters in UFC don't have the chance to be mega stars truly by themselves because they have to pretty much check in with this guy all the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then with the other Eddie already pretty much said, like, yeah, I'm not worried about him trying to crush all the promoters. I'm the best promoter out in the game right now. Okay, Eddie, you see him? He finally kind of admitting what's going on. That's what Turki and Dan, they're trying to crush everyone out of there. I don't like it. I don't like monopolies, period. Anyway, I don't like the way Dana runs things because he runs with an iron fist and it's his way or the highway, and it's not always the best thing. If you're best friends with Dana or he likes you, that fighter is always going to get a lot of fights. McGregor coming off like a 2-year layoff, getting a major fight, getting a title fight and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and Dana's been sued by other fighters that aren't, if you're not a big star in there, you're not going to ever get a chance. He's been sued for not paying those fighters on the lower levels. So I don't like this at all. And not only that, look what Turki just did with the whole Bivol and Benavidez proposal. Benavidez was talking. Suleiman said that the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev was going to get Benavidez, or Benavidez going to get the winner unless they did a trilogy. If they're not doing a trilogy, why the hell all of a sudden they talking about Bivol's going to fight the IBF? The hell is that got to do with anything? Why was Benavidez even in Saudi for that fight card on February 22nd? So nah, man, that's not the best fighting the best, and Dana's not about that neither as well. In my opinion, I don't like it. You know, those promoters. We're gonna see what Oscar's gonna say. I want to see what Oscar has to say now. He needs to do a clapback Thursday, a clapback Sunday actually, and talk about this. You know, so I mean, we'll see what Top Rank does as well, but what Bob's gonna do with Top Rank. You know, so there's a lot of moving parts. I just don't like one entity controlling the whole thing.
Yeah, man, I get the point of one entity controlling all of it, but man, it really needs to be, you know, like a true commissioner. You know, like definitely not Adam Silver because he is hot ass. But whoever the commissioner is for the NFL, you need somebody that's there that has the best interest of the sport in mind, and each weight division needs to have just one champion. And I'm all for the ability to bypass, you know, all the politics and all that other bullshit so that we can really truly have some of the best fights that are possible out there. I think part of the issue is Dana White has a massive ego. And to your point, depending upon who the fighter is, you could see events that you're not quite interested in. I don't think UFC is always necessarily the best fighting the best. And then Turki Alalshikh is proven to have one of the biggest egos that are out there. The lion doesn't worry about the sheep. I mean, dude, come on, man. Like all this stupid stuff.
I will say this real quick about UFC. They do have a lot of fights. They do have fights on all the time. That's a good thing. We do want to see more boxing matches, but we also don't want to just see, you know, this fighter that's 2-32 fighting another fighter that's 3-15. We don't want to see that neither as well. You know, we still want to see some of the best fights fighting the best, and that doesn't always happen in UFC neither.
Yeah, so I lost my point after you interrupted me, so I'm gonna end that. So where are we at now? We are about an hour in. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines. So let's drop that in here.
Got one quick from Tunnel Vision, $5 Tunnel Vision to people saying, you bums still think PBC should have bowed down to the zone in Turkey? Turkey about to lead them in that platform. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Tunnel.
Yep, I don't disagree. Man, we got a few people I think that already jumped in. Oh, no, we just got one person jumped in, so we're going to admit him.
Is that CJ? I know CJ was talking about. Should be
no.
6.
You know, you already know, man.
What's going on?
Walt.
What's going on, Walt?
Greg, man, you confusing the hell out of me, bro.
What you
like
need
you
clarity
don't have
on?
no faith in Tank, man.
No, I do.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Jason is right. It's like we were all talking about Devin Haney getting the get back. He should get the get back right away. Because my thing is, I don't think Tank is focused, man, for this fight. Because they're talking about the retirement and all that, and nobody can say nothing if he knocks Lamont Roach out. Because all them dudes, I watched Keyshawn ask to fight him this week. I watched Shakur ask to fight him this week, and Gary Russell asked to fight him this week. So if he's a cherry pick, they can't say that now. So all the fans that are going to come on here after and hate on Tank, they can't use that anymore because all their favorite fighters want to fight Gary Roach now. You know what I'm saying? So I want that fight next. And then you said the thing that really made me laugh, you was like, you want him to go, you basically said you're scared of Shakur because you said, I want to get him when his hands are hurt. That's crazy, dude.
Hold on.
You want to fight Shakur when he's 100%, so nobody has any excuses the next day.
No. I got to respond to this.
That's what you said. You was like, no.
I said all of it. I said all of it.
You did, bro.
I said all of it.
It's like
I said all of it.
But you shouldn't. You should.
No. No, you gotta let me respond though.
Contractors the next day, you should want 100%, bro.
No, but you gotta let me respond.
Yeah. So what?
Okay, so number one, why would as a competitor, I'm trying to win. All this other shit about, man, I want you to be 100% so I can make sure. Man, it doesn't matter if he 100% or not. People are gonna have excuses the next day. Let me finish. Let me finish.
If people know this dude's hands and his hands are like brittle going into a fight.
So let me ask you this, Walt.
Going to say, well, he didn't get the real Shakur.
Okay, Walt. So he goes. Hold on.
That for Tank. I want him to get 100% of everybody. Because I have faith that he can win them fights.
Let me finish. So when he goes in there and he fights Shakur can go in there and say, oh, well, he goes in the third round. Let's say he gets to the sixth round and the fight is hard for Shakur. All he got to do is do one of those punches and everybody's going to, after the fight, say he hurt his hand and that's the reason why he lost. Either way it goes, it doesn't matter.
I can see it either way. But yo, the funniest thing about like the stuff you were talking about though is Turki Alalshikh is put Dana White in charge, right? A guy that Oscar De La Hoya hates, so ain't no Golden Boy dudes going over there. And if you, my oldest son is a big UFC guy, and John Jones is the best fighter in the UFC ever, and it took him to like his last two fights to make more than $5 million. Dana White doesn't pay. There's guys in the UFC that are like broke in these fights, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can look at a boxing card. The third talk to the main event, the dude will make $1 million. In the UFC, them dudes are making like 10,000. Some of them dudes on the like up to the fight. So that Dana doesn't believe in no union, no none of that. So I just don't see like if a dude really looks in, it has to be where Turki's going to pay him. If Dana has to do with the structure, dudes are not going to want to go there because Dana doesn't pay UFC fighters. They don't. There's not a lot. Look at Ronda Rousey. It took her to like her last couple fights to get like a little over $1 million.
Yeah, the whole Turki Alalshikh thing, and I don't know how it's going to end up performing. I get the vision, and really, it's not really a vision that is any different than any what one of the fight fans have said.
When Shakur fans come on, you got to really ask them. Shakur's resume is trash. He's never been in a fighter with a tough fight. It's like Bella Santos was really the only one that Shakur threw 100 punches and ran. So I don't know what Shakur is yet. I don't put him with. It's just like that's when people want to hate on Tank. I don't know what Shakur is. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I think he's skilled, but I don't know yet. I've never seen him in there with a real dude. You know, I just like, man, some of this stuff, man, is trash, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let other people get in.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Before I'm yeah. All right, Walt. So I will respond to a couple of things that Walt did say. Number one, the whole Devin Haney situation. Devin got beat up, so that's completely different from the situation with Tank. Again, as I mentioned on during the call earlier, during the video live stream earlier, I could see the reason why people will want to see the rematch next. I have no issue with that. All I'm saying is that competitively, there's going to be excuses as soon as Tank beats him, knocks him out. There's going to be he wasn't. I told you he wasn't really good anyway, and that's what you're going to get.
Greg, you're only going to get that from the fans. You're not going to get from Shakur and Roach because they both are on tape saying they want to fight him. So he's confirmed why you want to fight him. They can't say that anymore.
I'm not talking about those guys because I don't really recall any of them really calling them a bum. I'm talking about specifically the fans. It's going to switch either way, and that's the consensus.
Tank can wear a blue shirt and they're gonna hate on that dude.
That's exactly right. That's the reason why I'm saying go ahead and just go get the name, because if you beat the name, you're still gonna get a little bit more recognition than anything else.
Not gonna fight Tank until his hands 100% healed, because even with him, he's gotta be able to keep. If he goes into that fight and his hands are hurt right away, Tank's gonna just run right at him if Tank sees him win.
So listen. I get that, right? But if I'm Tank, I really don't care about that, number one, because you're going to get the same. You're going to get what you're going to get regardless of what the situation is, number one. Number two, it doesn't matter if Shakur Stevenson's hands are 100% or not. Once he gets in the fight and Tank drops his elbow right there purposely so his hand can run into it and he breaks it, the fight is over anyway. So that's what I'm saying, man. Go ahead and get him in the ring. You know you're going to figure out a way to hurt his hands in the fight, and then you got him. You win, you move on. You come back and fight Lamont Roach. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, I want
Strategically,
Lamont
it makes sense
and
to
then
me.
Shakur after that.
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? And then whoever,
Lamont
man.
might not make as much sense later.
Maybe not.
Yep, I agree with Jason, man. For the
Maybe
first
not.
time, I'm agreeing with a Miami Hurricane.
Hey, so
You know where
Lamont,
to-
so
you know where
so
it's
so if Lamont goes and fights Keyshawn, he knocks Keyshawn out or whoops Keyshawn, you telling me that fight don't make more sense
No,
after
I
that?
agree. That would happen. But I'd rather him get his get back first. Because here's the thing: if Tank goes and beats Shakur right now, they're gonna say, "Oh, he was scared to fight dude again." That's why I don't want none of that. I want him to just get past that, because I have faith he's gonna get past it, and then blow Shakur up and give Keyshawn a little more time to get a little more season, so he can cook him on the barbecue.
Oh my God, man! All this time about giving cats time. I need to give him time so he can reach his
I'm
full
talking about
potential.
after that, by the time he gets done with Shakur, Keyshawn will be ready. Because Keyshawn's next fight's going to be against he ain't going to fight the Cuban brother. You know that, because you're scared of him. I think he's going to try to get the ghost up there or somebody like that. I don't see him fighting the Cuban brother. I think Keyshawn, it's in his head that he's going to struggle with that dude. The same way Tank had a tough fight with Roach, Keyshawn knows that dude's his nemesis, man.
Yeah, we'll see. But hey, man, let me get 916 in the building.
On thing, and Keyshawn, like a few of them rounds, Keyshawn he wasn't sure of himself with the Colombian cat. Cuban
Cruz. Yeah, Cruz. Yeah. Hey, let me get 916 in though, man. He hasn't had the chance to talk yet. 916, what's going on?
Go ahead, man.
Yo. I've been patiently waiting, man.
What's going on with your family?
I'll be honest. Hey, ain't too much, man. I'm glad to tap in. Hope you're having a good Sunday.
Same.
But, it's been a couple weeks. Life got busy. Been a couple weeks since I caught one of your lives. But I'm a previous caller. I said you could call me CJ Rich. That's what I go by on YouTube. So
gotcha.
A shout out to you. So let's speak on this Tank thing, man. I was one of the wise voters that was on Greg's side and said he would get more credit for Shakur.
Facts.
And I'll break down exactly why. Now, that previous to this fight, so let's rewind just a week or just over a week ago. Let's rewind 8 days. We was calling this a BS fight, a trash fight. A lot of people wasn't paying for it. I was one of them. You dig? So just because Tank didn't live up to the expectations, now it's a more valuable fight than Shakur. I don't get that. No, we got a bigger body of evidence, a bigger resume on Shakur. Whether you say he didn't, fight the top level elite fighters, none of these dudes at 35 are fighting each other. So let's be real. The resumes are comparable, in my opinion. So I'm not gonna be so reactionary, have that recency bias that just because the fight was way more competitive. And I would say, full disclosure, not a fan of anyone at 135, but just objectively looking at that shit after going back and watching it, I do think Roach edged it 7-5. So I'm gonna say that. But just because of that does not make it a more valuable, more of a legacy fight than Shakur. Fight the best in your division who have a track record, a history of performing at that level. Not a dude at 135 or 130 rather, who you brought up and disappointed against.
No, I never said it was a more legacy fight. I just thought that he to get back. I know Shakur's the bigger fight. I just want him to expunge what happened off to me to make people see clearly that he's a better fighter than Roach. That's all I want. But I agree with you. Shakur's the bigger fight.
You want him to, wipe that, perceived mark.
Like when Floyd had a tough fight with a couple dudes, he fought him back again and beat him more convincingly. That's all I want. I agree. Shakur's the way bigger fight. It's the biggest fight at 135 for Tank. But for me as a fan, I want that. But I agree with you and Greg. If he goes to the Shakur next and white Shakur, it's way bigger. I agree with you on that. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real. I was a little hot before I came in. I'm like, man, this dude must be from NY because he's just going off and off and off. But hey,
no, I'm from Boston, brother.
I'm
from Boston, man.
No, it's all good, man.
Where you from, man? Because you saying like, look. Like,
hey, it's not even about that. I'm gonna tell you, like I said,
you said that though. You said that. I wasn't. Like, whoa,
when I put
bro.
up the super chat. No, just because. Hey, you got to let me land. You asked me a question. Let me respond.
Go ahead, yeah.
Like I said, when I dropped the super chat, I'm from Cali, 916. You know what I mean? I called in before, and you can hear me saying, you know what I mean, that I'm from Northern Cali. You dig? But no, and I'm not hating. It was just a little joke because, okay, I'm going to be real. Just my opinion. And I actually been out there, so I'm not speaking out of ignorance. I visited New York on a couple occasions, but y'all
I'm not from New York, D.
I'm not saying I am, and you ain't from Cali, so let me land.
No, I agree. I've been to Cali. My oldest son lived in Sherman Oaks. I used to go out to Cali, man, but I'm just saying, I'm an OG, bro. I'm not, like, going there, but you basically said I was from New York, and I'm not.
No, I just, it was a little joke. I don't
No, I got you, but I got you now. At first, I took it wrong. My bad.
Let me tell you why I said that. I mean, if you ain't from NY, you ain't from NY. It ain't nothing. But I was just like, they tend to stand on their square and like you can't really. They're a little bit stubborn. You know what I mean?
Well, that is me. I agree. That is me, B.
Okay. Well, fair enough, then, champ. That's all it is.
Yeah. No.
I would like the host's response to what I said about Tank. That and also the homie. What I was going to ask you. Do you think that so you just want to see the Roach one next, but you agree that Shakur is more of a legacy fight? I'd rather see him fight Shakur. I'd rather see him fight Shakur first and then circle back. But
no, I agree. I agree with you and Greg, but I ain't gonna lie. I've been getting so much hate, man, from brothers up here that don't like Tank. I just want him to get his get back. But if he fights Shakur next, that'll make me even happier because the Shakur stuff's been going on even longer. You know what I mean?
Right. That's my whole point. I got you. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and I want to get next in 407, man. We got Corey Williams in the building, man. I think he might be the richest man on this panel, on the phone call, in the chat.
Right.
I mean, he's just 100%. He's rich. Corey, what's up, man?
Man, what's going on with you, player?
Chilling, man. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Beautiful Sunday, man. I missed a couple of y'all live chat last few weeks. Been busy, but I'm back in the building.
Oh, I feel you, man. It's been busy for us, too.
Support my favorite YouTube channel, man. But my thing with the Shakur and Tank fight versus the Roach and Tank fight, at the end of the day, nobody really want to see it. Most people want to see the Roach rematch. I get every point that everybody's making about the legacy fight, and because it's been built up for a while. But at the end of the day, the public has spoken. We rather spend our money on Tank running back a rematch with Lamont Roach. Like,
where do you can fight? Sorry, I'm not to cut you off. I'm gonna let you land. You just got in, but I'm just wondering where you get that from. That the demand is greater for the rematch than for a Shakur fight.
Well, can I say something real quick before you cut in?
Go ahead.
The reason why he's saying that is because Roach is going to fight. Shakur's not going to fight. He's going to do what he did against De Los Santos. He's going to throw a jab, jump back. Jab.
Exactly.
He's going to throw less than 100 punches in that fight.
So what?
That's the thing, right? Even if you, to answer your question, just look back at past history, right? Shakur has never been selling. No matter what he's been doing, he's never been selling. Yep. At the end of the day, you just got to go by what's more likely to happen. You want to see a true action-packed fight between Tank and Roach, because we know what Shakur is going to do, and it's not boring because I've boxed my whole life. At the end of the day, it's the sweet science, but at the end of the day, the general public, they want to see two people go at it trying to get each other out of there. So most likely, guess what? If you were to guess, make an educational guess, and not you, but general public, not an emotional one, chances are it's going to tell you that most people are going to want to see, I wonder if Roach can step it up one more notch and knock Tank out of there, or I wonder if Tank could get back focused and not talk about all this outside the ring stuff and go back to being the Tank that we know that he is or think that he is.
Can I add a caveat?
But to me, the sweet science is to hit and not get hit, not just to hit and just run.
Yeah. So let me add a caveat real quick.
Like Floyd did, hit and get hit. He doesn't
it's not
engage.
Based off of Floyd. It's not based off of Floyd. It's based off of his
Shakur doesn't engage, bro. So it'll be
you guys are saying the same thing.
Tank running behind him.
You guys are saying the same thing. But let me add something to this, and let me add, you guys are basically saying the same thing, but let me add something to this, and this is a caveat to what I think there is. So I get why people want to see him get back in the ring with Lamont Roach. I have no issue with it, specifically the fact that it is going to be probably as lucrative as you can get probably for 2025 outside of Canelo versus Terrence Crawford. But for me, I think part of the challenge for me, and the reason why I want him to go to Shakur, is because of everything you guys are currently saying, right? Shakur is hit and not be hit at all costs, which means he does not punch. He's not active. And I want to see him on his back foot running. So when he loses, I want to see all those Terrence Crawford fans who've been pulling on his nuts in the comment section crying like bitches. That's the reason why I want to see him go to him and fight him so he can lose. But go ahead.
I feel you, but
it's a win-win with either fight.
One of the reasons why I say Roach, right now the fight is as hot as it's gonna get.
You're not lying.
Right now, while it's hot and steaming, it's fresh in people's mind. Ain't nothing like running this back 2-3 months from now. And I mean, the price is gonna go through the roof. It works better for both guys, right? It's another big pay-per-view event. And then after he beat Roach, or if Roach beat Tank, you can go ahead and, if Shakur want to step in, go ahead and step in. You know what I'm saying? But right now, the hottest fight in the market is Tank running back that rematch with Roach.
You're not lying.
With you, man.
As far as
let me say this.
Go ahead,
Let me
brother.
say this. Roach has been around since Jurassic Park, man. They ain't that easy to get rid of. So it's like,
that's why I said either or.
I'm making a point. I'm making a point for real. I say that to say this: if it goes down similar to the first fight, then Tank and Shakur is almost dead. Whereas even if Tank, hold on.
No,
whereas
fair.
even if Tank, if Tank took the Shakur fight next, even if he lost, he could still run it back with Roach and have 2 lucrative fights. And y'all talking money and what's in demand. If Tank loses to Roach, Shakur, people don't even want to see that. They're just going to dismiss it.
If you look at it,
I agree, but I don't think Shakur's going to fight Tank until his hands tail up. I don't think he's going to do that, man. I think he's going to wait a while because you could see his hands are really bad. I don't think Shakur's going to get in the fight next with anybody until his hand, he feels his hands. Because the first thing he said, he's trying to get with Floyd's guy.
As he should. You know, your hands is what make you your money, so I don't knock him. But
that's why I say get Roach out the way, man.
I want to mention something about the Turki Alalshikh and the whole boxing with
go ahead.
For me personally, I personally don't like it. At the end of the day, Jason, I'm with you. I don't really like Monopolies that much. But I'm also more curious of what are they going to do about the Muhammad Ali Act? Because currently stands how it looks in the UFC, those guys make pennies compared to what Dana White's taking home.
That's what I was just telling Greg earlier, bro.
And the Muhammad Ali Act blocks all of that in boxing. So now boxers are going to have to make an educational decision like, bro, do you really want to go over there? Yeah, it's going to be some kind of platform or whatever, but you understand you don't want to get punched in the face while these guys taking home the lion's share of the money. And I mean overwhelmingly like 85%, you get 15% of the cut. Like,
Greg, you got to go see the interview with George St. Pierre.
With Dana White. Hold on, brother. Like you said, with Dana White, it's favoritism all around. And sometimes it gets personal. He might not like how you look and decide that, he's going to shelf you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, I don't like it. If I was top ranking all these other guys, I would form it with PBC and just do their own thing.
No, I agree with what you're saying.
Interview with George St. Pierre when he was the biggest fighter there before Jones, championship, and he never made $1 million in a fight, man.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm and I'll do some research on this because I wonder how they circumvent it in the UFC because it's similar, right? You got fighters that are fighting, and you really got one promoter that's acting as the promoter. I don't know if he's acting as their manager. I don't really know. I don't know a whole lot about their structure and how it would circumvent the Ali Act. So that's maybe homework for Jason and I to come back.
Greg, you got to go. Better. Remember when him and De La Hoya that had that big blow up, Dana White? Because De La Hoya was saying, why don't you get a union in the sport? And Dana White wanted no part of a union. No. Because he didn't want dudes to make that kind of money.
I also remember that he just allowed them to get their own sponsorship outside of what they wanted them to do. So like a lot of times they used to block guys for a while. Like you couldn't get a sponsorship that they didn't have a business deal with. They wanted a piece of your sponsorship that you get from your name and likeness, which is
all right.
I don't know, man.
Hey guys,
I personally don't like the move.
we got a couple other people that jumped in, so I want to give them the opportunity. We got an anonymous caller calling in. Anonymous, what's going on? What you got for us?
Hey, hey, what's going on? I don't want to interrupt the brothers.
No. I want to give you the opportunity to talk as well. Anonymous, you there?
Go ahead, brother.
All right.
Oh, my bad. I was finishing on something else.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that I was personally the first one when the fight first came out with Lamont and Tank. I said this was going to be an incredibly close fight.
Yep.
I actually, the day before the fight, picked it to be a draw or a 7-5 take decision. I thought it was going to be that super thing close. And also, with that being said, I agree with Greg on this. I think he should go and fight Shakur next. I think Shakur will bring you the same, if not the same amount of money, maybe a little bit less. But I also think anybody that hates on him for even having a close fight with Roach, they can't say anything. If he beats Shakur, what any Tank fan can say, what Shakur fan can say, they can't say anything.
Yeah, they're done.
If he beats Shakur, he can go get his lick back.
He'll become
But if you fight Shakur next, it's going to be for a while. It ain't going to be June, brother. It's going to be further.
Yeah.
No.
Y'all talking about what Shakur fans got to say, but what about the general fans of boxing? They don't want that shit, just like they don't want any other Shakur fights. That's what I'm trying to say. For some reason, everybody keeps skipping over the fact that people just don't watch Shakur fights at all. For whatever reason that may be, nobody want to see that shit. What we want to see, there's a fight on the table that we actually want to see, and that's Roach.
Because you could have said the same thing about Roach previous to this. He was on Pro Box. You put him against Tank, people gonna buy that, man. So I can't.
Yeah, but Tank sells, Shakur doesn't. That's the difference. But now you have two people who actually gonna move the needle. Shakur still don't move the needle.
Tank sells,
he don't move the needle at all.
It's the same thing.
Hold on. We got too many people talking at one time.
I agree that Lamont is the better fight, I think, based off of entertainment value. But there's a bunch of people that believe Shakur will beat Tank. So why not?
And how many more people you think is going to pay for entertainment versus what they think Shakur going to do? So if you had to do a poll, do you think people going to pay for more entertainment or what they think Shakur might do? People pay for entertainment, bro.
I see both points. I see both points.
He's always going to have to come to that fight eventually. He's going to have to come to that fight.
It can't be next though. In the line of business, if I'm your promoter or your handlers, it can't. In the next line of business is what's going to make the most money, and it ain't going to be Shakur.
That's true. I feel you. All right, we got Jerry. Jerry, you in the building? I want to give you a chance to say your. Hey, let's not interrupt. Give Jerry the opportunity to say his piece.
Happy Sunday, my friends. Number one, can you hear me?
Y'all have a good one. I'm out.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me clear?
Hey, keep up.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to know, number one, Tank didn't call out his next opponent. I want to know who is he going to fight next?
Seems like Lamont Roach, based off what we were hearing.
That's not what Tank Davis is saying. He apparently has someone lined up. And if you haven't really been paying attention closely, he's about to fight Jake Paul. Tank Davis is about to fight Jake Paul. So let's just entertain that for a second or a minute. Tank Davis said that his next opponent was in his locker room. And although Pitbull Cruz supposedly popped in and out, Jake Paul was at the fight. I don't ever remember Jake Paul being at any Tank Davis fight. Number one, they're not friends. They go at it on social media, and everything that you've been seeing that Jake Paul has been posting appears that Tank Davis and Jake Paul are next. Tank Davis said he will fight Lamont Roach, but it just won't be next. So, all this talk about Shakur Stevenson
not being worthy of a fight. All this talk about, we want Shakur next. Shakur has already said he wants Tank Davis next. Either of them don't have a fight lined up, right? So, what is your take once Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis is announced?
So, subsequent to Gervonta Davis making that statement, he's already been on his social media account saying that he was going to do the rematch. And subsequent to that as well, the promoter for Lamont Roach has already discussed that this fight is close to being done deal in terms of a rematch. So what you're asking us to do is discuss something speculative that you have.
Well, first of all, the reason why Jonas is saying that is because there was a rematch clause in the contract, so it's already built in. So technically, if he wants to, he can go to court and make Tank Davis fight him next. But if you listen to Tank Davis right after the fight, he said he'll fight him, just not next.
Okay, and again, Jerry, and again on his social media account, Gervonta, on his social media account this past week, which was after the fight, he said that he's working on making the rematch with Lamont Roach. So are we going to listen to what he said after the fight and then speculate that it's Jake Paul, or are we going to speak to what he just said a few days ago through his social media account?
Well, what you have to understand, Greg, and you're a very smart guy, is that him saying that he will rematch Roach and him saying that the fight is next are two separate topics. He will fight Roach again. He will give him a rematch. It just is not going to be the next fight. That's what I'm talking about.
We don't. What he's saying is we don't know. So he's just saying, as the information is updated day by day, you can only go off of what the last thing was said.
Exactly.
So yes, we understand what he said after the fight. We all heard it, and we agree with you that, hey, that would be crazy to have Jake Paul and Tank fight or whatever circus that they want to put on. But recent days, what Greg just told you is the last thing that we have to go off of. So until they update us further on something else, it's just pretty much speculative until the last information we got. So, as the information updates, you just got to update your frame of thought on the process.
No, my frame of thought remains the same.
Okay.
Tank Davis does not like competitive fights.
Gotcha.
It remains the same. So, he will fight Roach again. He said it right after the fight. He said it on social media. But will it be next? That's it. And what
he
is
also said it would be next
Tank
after the fight
Davis
too
from fighting Shakur Stevenson?
We don't know.
What is preventing? Why isn't that fight next?
We don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We just got to go off of the information. Like, again, we can all guess and pick our sides based on our biases, but we simply don't know. We can only go off of what Lamont Roach's team has said and what Tank has said. To go any further as if we're in the business of what they do is just pretty much speculative at that point.
Well, we're on YouTube, and we're on one of the best boxing channels on social media.
That I agree with you on.
Speculate is all we do, right? That's all we do. If we don't speculate, we don't have content. So my question
we can
is
speculate with some common sense, though.
I just broke it down with common sense. I just told you that there's a difference between a rematch and the fight being next, and you chose not to digest those words. But yes, he'll rematch.
No, I digested it. I agree with you.
Just what we know.
You're trying to spit it into a tabloid talking ring at this point, as usual.
Well, first of all, I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but I just spoke to you in plain English.
You're talking to Corey Williams.
Okay, well, Corey, I spoke
speak
to you
English just fine, too.
What's that? I didn't hear you. What was that?
I said I speak English just fine, too.
Okay, well, you're apparently not trying to understand it, right? Because if I say I will rematch you, but just not next, how's that tabloid and spinning the facts?
And then after that, he said they're working on it next. So what I'm telling you, as the information is updated, your mind frame has to update it versus being stuck in the hole that you constantly in.
Tank Davis said he's working on fighting Lamont Roach next.
Greg, did you know?
Yeah, they were talking. They were talking about. Okay. They were going back and forth. And Lamont, he said, "And say no more. I'm pushing for the rematch." Lamont responds, "Fuck you mean pushing, Ninja? My contract already signed and set for the immediate rematch because you put it in there in case you lost. Only reason we don't fight is because you scared." So they were talking through social media right after the fight, talking about a rematch.
Roach's manager was just on an interview saying the same thing.
Exactly.
And what did Tech say?
I just told you, and say no more. And say no more. So he needs to the context of the conversation they're talking about is next, but because he didn't specifically say next, that means that gives you the leeway to then create an alternate universe where he could be talking about
semantics is all.
So yeah, it's like, come on, guys.
But see, Greg. Listen. We've already been down this road, right? We've already been down this road where people come to your channel and they act like, they got it all together, only for it to unravel later. Tank Davis already said he would rematch him, just not next. I want to hear from Tank's mouth that he's fighting Lamont Roach next. Next. Not
okay.
Give him a rematch.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. You are so blunt that you need to have him articulate specifically that he is fighting Lamont Roach next. But you have not heard him articulate that he is fighting Jake Paul next, yet that is what you want to talk about. Make it make sense.
Well, since our boy Tank Davis talks in riddles, because God forbid he just be direct with his fans, we don't care about our fans necessarily, because you're going to
I'm talking about you right now,
no matter what happens.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you right now.
Your boy Tank Davis said that he was going to make an announcement right after this fight. He didn't do it.
Did he say Jake Paul?
And then when they asked him about it, they said the guy was in his dressing room.
He said something about.
Go back.
Let's pull that up because I know he said something about something in his locker room. But originally, what he said was there was some. Let me finish. He said that he had somebody in mind for calling out. He didn't say anything about he was going to announce his next fight after that's something you're making up. He had somebody in mind that he might call out after the fight. That's what he said. And again, I'm asking you the question. You haven't answered my question yet, Jerry.
In mind that he might call out.
Okay, but
and
again,
you think I'm spinning words.
That's what I just said.
But
you said he was going to announce his next fight. Out. But you just said he was going to announce his next fight, and that's not what he said. But again, you have not answered my question. You need for him. He has not mentioned anything about Jake Paul yet. Yet that is what you are hung up on. But we have proof on social media through the context of what they were saying back and forth on social media that would suggest that they are talking about rematching each other next. But you wanted to dismiss that because you need him to articulate specific. No, let me finish. That he needs to specifically say he's fighting him next. But he has not particularly or said anything about fighting Jake Paul next yet. That's where you want to go. I don't understand it, Jerry.
Okay, well, let me make you understand. Because, remember when Tank Davis signed a 7-fight deal, he said everyone's name was on there. So we're 2 fights in, third, fourth, and Shakur has no mention, because Shakur's not worthy enough. So the difference is you're going to fall for anything, and I won't.
Hey, let me make a point before I get off after he's done.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
So the point is you continue to just want to fall for whatever he's telling you, which is really nothing, right? So we have to now put together everything like it's a puzzle in order to make sense. Jake Paul,
he's just a hate on the dude. You have nothing else.
Let him finish so he can wrap up. Go ahead, man.
Jake Paul was on his social media with a cut-out cardboard figure of Javante Tank Davis, and he was punching him in the face.
That means the fight's next. It's solved. The fight's next.
I'm going to let y'all talk.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so one thing I want to touch off this topic, but it was just like, it's crazy how for years, Shakur built his name off of talking about Tank, right? Which is a common scheme that you always speak about. That we've seen.
Brother, you don't know anything about boxing if you think Shakur is building his name.
Let me finish, brother. When I finish, you can just respond if you want. So basically, we've seen Pacquiao did it with Mayweather. We've seen Bud did it with Spence, right? You basically attach your name to the popular guy, so they'll eventually start clamoring for a fight, and that's how you build your clout. But in Shakur's case, what happened was he talked so much on Twitter and just talk in general while Tank kept fighting, right? Because Tank is the more exciting fighter to the public. And he got injured at the same time. And now Lamont Roach came in and actually stole his spot as the number 2 guy by what? Just simply being quiet and fighting. Listen, at the end of the day, this is a lesson learned for all the younger fighters. All that talking is cool, but if you're actually not fighting, it will not work out for you in the end run. Right now, people want to see Roach with Tank versus Shakur and Tank right now. And why? One person kept talking and then battling injuries all at the same time and never actually putting in the work, while the other person just kept fighting, and now look where we at. No one is even talking. We talking about Shakur and Tank, but now that's not the fight we want to see next. This is what happens when you talk too much. Put in the work.
I would say it's a bit disingenuous to say he didn't put in the work when it wasn't his fault that his last opponent, which would have been highly credible and a lot of people's eyes more credible than Roach, pulled out due to circumstances beyond his control.
Schofield is more credible than
Roach. I want to put that jacket on him.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
He didn't say that. He didn't say he was more credible than Roach.
He said he's more credible. He said would have been more credible.
He said he'd been more credible than the person that he fought.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just speaking on public perception and what fights people want to buy, then I'm trying to view it through that lens as well. A lot of people would have said that, Schofield was more credible than Roach, one, because of the weight issue and just in general. But,
But
I think, hold on, let me respond to that real quick.
But,
let me respond to that real quick.
People who actually just continue to fight versus talking all the time.
I think what
I wouldn't say that's why I'm saying don't put that jacket on. He wasn't just talking. He was lined up. He was prepared for the fight.
But hold on. I think
I'm not talking about his last fight. I'm talking about in general. Tank has been more active than Shakur, right?
Oh, you're actually not talking about the fight.
So if you add in all the times where Shakur spent time just talking and on Twitter and all this other shit, and then he got injuries in between those times, that's times Tank is still fighting. All these other guys are still fighting, right? Tank is the top dog. So while he's doing all this talking and while he's doing all this Twitter and all this other shit, then he's battling injuries that he got to pull out and take a break. Here comes Roach, had a decent fight where he fought that last fight that he fought, and then now he slips in and fight Tank and has a good showing, and then now he just bumped you out of your spot. But if Shakur would have just stopped talking some of the times when he should have been fighting, and also he was with a shitty-ass promoter, I don't know how they keep falling to the trap after his big brother Bud went through the same thing. They all fall into the same trap, so they ain't learning nothing from a business aspect. All of that is a detriment to your career. It's slow. It's a history that Top Rank does not promote particularly black fighters well. And your big brother went through it. Your big brother went through it, and still you fell into the same trap. How?
For someone who you say doesn't draw, he was making $3 million a fight at Top Rank by not drawing. So
a draw and payday, two different things.
Two different things.
Top Rank because they were paying dudes for nothing.
Those completely two different things.
And pay is two different things, brother. That's not the same thing. I can pay you $10 million if one person show up to the actual fight. Doesn't mean that you're a draw. It just means I just wasted money on you.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's a big difference.
I'd like to respond to that.
Yeah, go ahead. Terrence, best damn videos in the building. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, panel?
What's going on, man?
My thing is this. He when you talk about Bud, he says he's taking a page out of Bud's playbook.
Facts.
It's not that Bud was attempting to necessarily attach himself to Errol Spence. He wants to fight him. I mean, I don't understand that This is used to be what boxing was about. You called out people you wanted to fight, and yes, you want to take their spot. That's boxing. If it's a guy that's the number one and you're number two, and people think that you're number two, isn't it natural for you to want to call that person out to fight him?
Hey, let's not go down.
Let me give you a history. Let
me finish. That's the thing when people say clout chasing. Well, boxing is all about clout. Being number one and being considered the best in the world. Yes, it's about clout. That's what boxing is about. So yes, he wanted to take Errol's spot, and yes, Shakur wanted to take Tank's spot as the best fighter in that division. But here's the thing: when you say, wait, hold on a second. When you say do what Lamont did nothing. Lamont just sat there and wasn't even trying to fight Javante. So that could have been anybody. Wait, hold on a second. That could have been anybody that Javante picks. That could have gave him the same fight. Don't say nah.
Put up a good fight.
Don't say
nobody
nah.
else have done it up until now.
Don't say nah. Okay, no,
Name somebody who's done it until now.
I understand what you're saying.
No,
it can be anybody. Just say, what if somebody would have fought him the same way and done the same thing?
It was a fifth, but did it happen? See, y'all.
Okay then.
Bro, what's your point? What's your point, bro? No.
Guys, one at a time.
No, you said you told Bud and Shakur to be quiet, right? They should be quiet and just wait. So what if he never calls their name?
No, that's not what he's. Hey, hold on.
No, that's what you said. Okay.
No, that's not.
Stop talking with your emotions, bro.
Go ahead.
Let me give you a history lesson. Let me give you a history lesson.
I don't need a history lesson
because I've been boxing my whole life. So, anyways, but they attacked Evander Holyfield because I have actual experience. You don't. But anyway,
boxing. So what you box?
Back here. You didn't.
So what?
Anyway,
the fact
your dad
see people making points with no money.
It wasn't you. the apple fell fall from the tree, bro. Anyways, next.
Hey, Corey,
what's your point?
They attached Holyfield to Mike Tyson back in the
Facts.
day, right?
Facts.
That was a legit actual plan where they made Holyfield fought everyone that Mike Tyson fought so they can do a build-up. The only thing was they didn't talk as much back in the day. This has been an actual strategy that's been around forever. So when you see it now, it's not new to me. It may be new to you guys, but people who actually have a history of boxing know that this has been around forever. The difference is I never said Bud and Shakur should be quiet. What I'm saying is Bud at least was fighting guys that Spence fought, like the Kell Brooks of the world. The problem with Shakur is he was not fighting between dealing with injuries and literally just tweeting all the time.
Hey, Corey. Hey, can I? Your name is Corey,
right? That's a lie right there, bro.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Your name is Corey, right? Hang on a second. Hang on. Your name is Corey?
That's my name.
And you said you're a former boxer?
Which has nothing to do with this conversation.
Okay, but hang on. So you're going to sit here and say that Evander Holyfield had to attach his name to Tyson to become popular.
That's not what he said.
Hang on.
That's not what he said.
That Manny Pacquiao had attached his name to Floyd Holyfield to become popular, and now Shakur has to attach his name to Tank Davis to become popular. Is that what you're stating to the public?
Did anyone hear me say to become popular? Is that what I said?
No.
Because that's not what I said.
We don't know.
No, that's not what you said.
I don't know what your point is, to be
Y'all
honest.
too emotional, bro, to listen. That's our problem.
No. It's not that
we don't know what your point is, bro.
Listen, Corey. You said that Shakur is following in the footsteps of Bud Crawford, his big brother, right? And he hasn't learned.
No, that's not what I said.
No, he only said that in regards. He only said that in regards to promotion.
Real quick, I said I don't know how Shakur fall into the same business trap that Bud did, being that
with top rank,
with top rank when they weren't good at promoting people, which is what delayed his career.
You guys are mixing. You're mixing arguments. You're mixing arguments. You guys are mixing arguments and not listening.
That's the only place he could go when he signed.
Listen. After his first contract, he re-signed, so he could have went somewhere else. He just didn't want to. He was easy to guaranteed money up front.
Yep,
Let me get exactly. Go to the PBC and be under the same 360 contracts they under. I don't.
That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist.
Fight, though.
Next, that doesn't exist.
He won it.
Go ahead.
He left. So
hold on. One at a time, guys. One at a time.
That means you could have got it earlier.
Hey, Corey,
how do you know that? They wanted a 3-fight, $15 million. He got way more than that one fight with Spence. You talking crazy now.
Only because Spence allowed it. Spence went against
well, he got it, though.
So he could have got it earlier.
Before,
okay, hey, guys. One at a time.
What happened? Now is what if. Now, no, what happened was he got more money. Don't you agree?
Who got more money? What are you talking about?
Not 3 fights. 1 fight.
Who are you talking about?
I think he made the right decision. But go ahead.
What you said, Jerry? Go ahead, Jerry.
I don't know. Jerry, go ahead. Ask your question, Jerry.
You do know Shakur is no longer with Top Rank, right? You do know that.
Yes, we all know that he left. What I'm saying is he could have.
So let me ask.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. What have you learned from the Spence and Crawford saga? Have you learned anything? Have you learned anything? Because
in terms of what?
You have not learned anything. You are regurgitating the same talking points that led to a goddamn disaster, right? And you're seeing it play over and over and over again. My question to you is, you say everything, but let's fight. Okay, Shakur's a nobody. He's got brittle hands. Get him in the ring, Tank Davis.
I never said Shakur's a nobody, so I don't know why you bringing that to me.
So what's he attaching his name to Tank Davis for? Is he clout chasing Tank Davis? Is that the only way Shakur is, his name is popular? Because you don't know who Shakur is?
No, that's by far his popularity is driven by that.
Let me interject real quick.
Yeah,
I'll be brief. I'll be in and out.
Okay, go ahead.
Jerry, I don't think with regards to Evander and Tyson and the other examples that you cited, I don't think they were saying that they had to do that. He's just describing what happened in retrospect.
Exactly.
That's just what happened. It's not that they had to do that.
Can you ask him what his point is?
To attach themselves to the bigger
great
fighter.
Thing is that this is
but
all
can you
being
ask him
recorded.
what the point is? The point is, that's what I'm trying to get. What's the point? So
hold on, Terrence, hold on, real quick.
What's your point?
Real quick. Terrence, you made the comment
attaching his name to Tank and talking about Tank when he could have been fighting. But if you couple with being with a bad entity, which is Top Rank, dealing with hand issues twice prior even to this, it derailed his career, slowed it down when he could have been fighting other fights outside
can you tell me what
just
fight he
talking
did?
and tweeting.
Okay, so can you
tell
me what fight he didn't fight?
Hold on, let
Give
me
me some particular fight that he didn't fight. Okay,
let me finish my thought.
Go ahead.
So, with that being said, when Roach, he was in the shadows, just kept fighting, correct? He was not on Twitter. He was relatively unknown to. He was relatively on. Hold on, bro. He was
okay.
Relax. Calm the fuck down, man. Calm down. He was in the shadows, continuing to fight, and eventually he got a shot. He had a good showing, and now he bumped Shakur out of the second place for the fight that people want.
Okay, now may I ask you my question?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my question to you, first of all, what fight?
You asked what fight?
Shakur, what
fight? Let me answer it.
Okay, yeah.
Let me answer it. He could have gave Frank Martin more money and had that fight.
Yep.
Bro, Frank Martin pulled out of the fight.
Because he didn't give him the money. Because he didn't give him the money.
Why did he pull out? Why did Frank Martin pull out? Do you know why?
Because he didn't give him the money.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what's the first thing I said? I said he could have gave Frank Martin more money had that fight.
Wait, Shakur supposed to give?
No. You done went too goddamn No, everybody's on mute right now. You just went too goddamn far, Terrence Best Damn Videos, because you suggested that Errol Spence should give him his goddamn money, give Terrence Crawford his goddamn money, which he actually did to make the fight. So now Shakur Stevenson isn't supposed to give Frank Martin his fucking money to make a fight that will help him build his profile? Make the shit make sense, bro. You guys are always contradicting yourselves. Always contradicting yourself. Now you all off mute. Go ahead.
I'm not contradicting myself at all.
You are.
I am not.
Greg, let me
I
ask you
am
a
not.
question. Who should Shakur be fighting next?
Exactly.
Thanks.
Who should Shakur be fighting next?
I'm gonna blame Shakur.
Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question.
If you really want that fight,
Let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. I'm about to answer your question.
To get his man more money?
Who should Shakur be fighting next?
All he asked, you know what's funny? He asked for $400,000 more dollars.
That's going. Hey,
come out of his pocket and give him the money.
Yes.
Go to your boss.
Yes.
Give him the money. He would have done everything else.
Yes. Now,
y'all really don't know how to negotiate.
Hey, hold on, guys. People. Hey, hold on, guys. People can't hear you.
Wait, hold on.
Hey, Chris.
Corey.
One at a time.
Frank. Did Frank Martin duck?
No, it's not a body if he ducked or not.
Okay, see that? You see what I'm saying? So he signed and then ducked.
Okay. Move on to the next topic, guys, because you guys are over talking each other and people can't hear what you're saying. So,
all right.
So let's give Tunnel Vision the opportunity to talk. Tunnel, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, man. Get off, man, real quick.
All right, just real quick. As far as with that whole situation, it's not about, who ducked this or who ducked that. It's about what fight could he have done that would have been the best fight for him at that time to build up, like the biggest fight he could have done, and that was that fight against Frank Martin. That would have been a big fight for him. And I don't think the situation is the fights that he's done. His problem that he's had is the performances that he's had, with the way that he talks, the things he's going to say that he's going to do, and then the performances that he's had in the ring that got him to the point where when he's gone to fight back at home, he had over 2,000 less people coming to watch him fight, had people walking out on him, and then he had the potential, the chance to make that Tank fight, but he decided to go do a multi-fight deal with the Zone and Matchroom and Turkey instead, which is fine. I've always said I don't have any issue with that. But you did let that opportunity go, didn't really push to make the fight, and another person walked in. They ended up having a great performance, and in that great performance, now all of a sudden that's the big fight that everybody's talking about. That's the fight that's all hyped up. You got Roach that's going to all these different platforms. What's it called? The Shay, whatever his name is, show that he has, going to the Breakfast Club, going everywhere.
Shay 45.
Yep, Shay 45, going over there to talk about it. That's become now the big fight. So even, that is a big fight. And even when you hear people talk about the Shakur Stevenson fight, most of the time, the people that they really talk about him Tank fighting right now was Keyshawn. That really was the big name after his last performance. And still Lomachenko. And then Roach now has become the big fight. Like, it's not, Shakur's not like Manny, like Terrence Crawford, who are knocking everybody out, beating the brakes off people, where people are really hyped up about that. People will be cool if they have the Shakur Stevenson fight, but when you really truly talk to people about that fight, y'all might not like hearing it, but most people say, nah, that fight's probably going to be boring. That fight will be cool, but I would prefer Keyshawn. They started talking about right now, though. People are talking about the Roach fight. Like this guy, his wife was like, yo, talking to him about the fight. Has she mentioned he wants to go Tank fighting Shakur? Was she like, man Shakur, cool. I really want to see him fight Shakur.
She don't know who Shakur is, man.
I'm sure she wasn't saying that.
She wanted to watch the fight with me.
Yeah, like that's the fight that, that's the fight that's now become the fight. That's what happens. Things might work out like a Terrence Crawford thing worked out for him. Where somebody's going to willing to give you everything in order to make a fight, or it might not. People are now seeing that it could be different. Tank had another fight set up. If this fight didn't happen like the way this happened, and he had just knocked Lamont Roach knocked out Lamont Roach, he had another fight set up. So he's not going to do the things that R.O. Spence did. He's not going to make those sacrifices. And one of the things that happens if you walk away, just like when Manny Pacquiao was like, nah, I'm cool, I'm not going to do that fight right now. What happened? All of a sudden, boom, the Canelo fight became a huge fight. And the Canelo fight ended up being the highest grossing fight in history. That's what can happen also. And I just believe that's what happened to Shakur, where now he's kind of pushing it back a little bit. He just had a knockout in this last fight, no one was talking about it. That didn't go viral. No one
Yeah,
talked
we
about
gotta
You know
give
what I
some
mean?
other people. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. We gotta give some other people opportunity to
I
talk.
agree with everything Sean said, but Corey's saying something different. They're not on the same page.
Hey, Grant,
Okay, hold on.
Before Roach and Tank fought, I've always known Shakur would beat Tank.
Did not come back.
The
Okay.
difference now is that.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we still here.
Yeah, go ahead and finish your thought, Jerry. Then we're gonna move on to a couple of people that just called in. But go ahead and finish your thought, Jerry.
I've already known that Shakur would beat Tank. Tank knows Shakur would beat Tank. Calvin knows, we can't do what we do against Shakur. But after the Tank versus Roach fight, you now know Shakur can beat Tank. That's why you're talking the way you're talking.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I don't know that anyone could beat anyone until I actually see it. I hate the hyperbole that boxing fans come with nowadays that say, we already know. We don't need to. Hold on, don't cut me off.
Jerry lives in a multi-universe.
We don't know
fans do
who
that
can
all
beat
the time.
who until we see them in the ring. Can we just say that? We don't know who can beat who until they get in the ring.
100%. Yeah, 100%. 206.
Guys,
hold on. Guys, hold on. We're going to go to 206. He just joined, and then we're going to go to my guy, the boxing source. 206, what's going on? What you got?
I'm about to get on here. There's a big dog Willie, just to let you know.
Okay. What's going on with your big dog?
Yeah. So why do you take a maniac feel like Tank is some kind of royalty that you have to beg for a fight?
I don't know where you got that from.
You guys had if Shakur would have done this, he would have got this fight. Shakur done enough. He's a champion in the division. So why do people have to beg Tank for a fight?
But no one is saying that. No one is saying that.
No, that's what you got to. That's basically what you guys are saying.
No, that's no.
He would have got the fight. Shakur
no one is saying that.
Build up his resume. He would have got the fight. He's a champion.
That's not what guys. Hold on. 206, real quick. Let me summarize this very quickly. That is not what Corey has said. That is not what anyone on this panel has said. What they are saying is Shakur Stevenson could have positioned himself better to go ahead and get that fight, right? Now, from my personal standpoint, I'm more in line with what Tunnel Vision was saying, more so from how you market yourself, from a promotional standpoint, which Corey also mentioned, not necessarily what he did in the ring. But at the end of the day, he could have done more to position himself. And what has occurred
What did Ryan Garcia do?
Let me finish.
What did Frank Warren do?
Guys.
Business.
So I'm muting everybody because I'm trying to make a point. The difference between Ryan and what and Shakur, and you guys got to start listening to what people are saying. I'm not saying all of you, but the difference is you're talking about what they have done in the ring. What we are talking about is the demand that has been generated for these fighters. Ryan Garcia promoted successfully in terms of Golden Boy promotion and what he's done on his own accord to make that fight a big fight and a high-profile fight. The fact that Lamont Roach had the opportunity to step in and face Gervonta Davis when Shakur Stevenson could have just simply took a one-fight deal in order to make that fight with Gervonta Davis. And oh, yes, by the way, that did happen, and I reported on that back in August. So I don't want to hear anything about that because I knew that and supported that. So what we're basically saying is that now Lamont Roach has come in, had a great performance, supplanted Shakur Stevenson in terms of demand for the next fight for Gervonta Davis. And that is the reason why he's getting the opportunity. No one has said Shakur hasn't done enough in the ring. What they're saying is that he has not built his profile to the extent that he needs to. And now he got supplanted by a fighter. That's all they were saying. Okay, I'm unmuting everybody now. And 206, you can go ahead and finish your thought.
So you can be popular enough to get the. So basically, what you're saying, if you're popular enough, you get the fight.
Boxing has always been like that. Boxing has always been like that.
A year and a half before that, anyway.
No, for real. No, it's two things, Big Dog Willie. You got to be popular. You got to be popular. You can't be a known threat to him.
Hey,
So
okay,
that's what the other
okay.
part is that they're looking at.
Okay,
Shakur is a
okay.
threat.
Yeah, sure, okay. All right.
To actually make the fight. Like when you look at someone like a Ryan Garcia, when it came to Ryan Garcia, his promoter didn't even want him to do that fight, but he went. He got his manager. He went over there. He negotiated that fight, and he got it done. It wasn't we need to have this done in 7 days and this and that, whatever. He did the necessary steps to make that fight happen. Even Terrence Crawford, when it finally came time, obviously he wanted a ridiculous amount of shit. But, you know what I'm saying? He went there, though. He still negotiated, and whatever time it took to get it done. Like, Shakur had the opportunity to do something like that, and he did it. That's what they're saying. It's not that he didn't. It's not that he hasn't grown as a fighter.
I like how you guys bring in Terrence Crawford. I like how you bring in Terrence Crawford like he wasn't that good. Like,
okay, let's not go down to Terrence Crawford. Let's not go down Crawford path.
Like
let's not go down the Crawford path.
Don't talk about him. Shakur didn't do what was necessary to get the fight done. What?
Hey, television, can you tell us the story behind the 7-day contract window?
Hey, yeah, we're not going down that path either. I'm talking about exactly what I'm talking about what I reported
to get that fight done. He could have pushed for that fight, but he decided to go do a 2-fight deal, which I said I have no issue with at all. He's going to get his money. He's trying to quote build. He's taking a move where he believed that would help him build up his profile. That's fine, but that's what he chose to do. Because he chose to do that, Lamont Roach, Lomachenko chose to go another direction, not to fight as well. Lamont Roach ended up getting the opportunity. He took advantage of that opportunity, and boom, here we are. Just like what's his name? Just like Maidana, same thing. He went in there. He took the opportunity against Floyd Mayweather. He had a great fight. Then boom, the next fight he got the fight again. Doesn't matter if this person and that person is better or bigger.
Why you blaming Shakur though? Why you blaming Shakur?
He didn't blame Shakur. Jesus Christ! He literally just said he understands.
He chose to do something else. Lamont Roach stepped in. That ended up being a big fight. And that
okay then. Done.
The rematch is now the big fight. The rematch is now the big fight.
We shouldn't blame Shakur is all I'm saying.
He didn't blame Shakur, dog. What are you talking about? He literally said after he made the comment that he's not blaming him. But you also can't blame Tank because someone else supplanted him.
Hey, Greg, I do blame Tank.
Hey, man, get the fuck out of here, man.
He should have beat Lamont.
Hey, man, get the fuck out of here, man.
That's what I'm blaming Tank for.
Yeah, okay.
Boxing source go.
Yeah. We got JR in the building. Let's get JR 3 minutes. JR, what's going on, man?
Hey, yo, what's going on? This is Angry Man Sports Media here. Y'all hit the like button. All right.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with this discussion that's going on in reference to, I guess, Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Lamont Roach Jr.
Yeah.
But, you know, one thing that I was able to hear in reference to this is, like, in business, especially with boxing, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. So when it comes to a potential fight between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, it has to make sense regardless of, you know, who is behind Tank Davis or Shakur Stevenson, because that particular fight has been talked about for at least a couple of years now. Now with Shakur Stevenson, his guarantee is a fairly high number. And if both parties don't feel that they think that the fight will be able to make the money that they're looking for, then they're not necessarily going to go for making that fight happen. Okay, all parties involved have to agree to it. That's why a previous example was brought up when it came to Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Initially, when they had that fight there on the table, Terrence Crawford declined the matchup. That's why he moved on and had a fight in the interim before 2023 when the actual fight happened. Same case here. Shakur Stevenson has a fairly high guarantee. All right? So
what's that number?
You got him on one side, and then you got Tank Davis with his guarantee and being on pay-per-view on the other side with the deal with Amazon Prime. So
what's Shakur's guarantee?
Hold on a second. I'm not done. If all parties do not feel like they will be able to make money with the fight at this particular time, then it's not quite going to happen. That's why the point was brought up about Shakur Stevenson building up his profile right now. Okay? Now, with Shakur, his guarantee initially with Top Rank before he left was $3 million a fight. He was garnering the highest ratings under ESPN while fighting under Top Rank. When they renegotiated, they offered him a deal with an increase with the guarantee per fight.
Okay.
Turn that down.
All right.
No, this is all facts. I
We just,
but what's his point, though?
We come on here, we're just making stuff up at this point. But that's
What are you talking? All of that is facts. All of that is facts. Like, that's documented. What are you talking about?
Right. What?
No.
Tank made Shakur an offer.
Jerry, hold on. Jerry.
Fuck.
Do you know that I could make calls right now to confirm this in reference to Top Rank?
Get him on the phone.
Okay.
Get him on the phone.
No, I'm saying, you said get him on the phone. Let's do this. Right, hold on.
So you're saying that Tank Davis made Shakur an offer. I remember what they were saying on the internet. Would you take it clearly? I'll take it. Cricket.
What I'm telling you.
No.
Oh my God.
You're not listening. You're not
They
listening.
had a conversation.
What I said
Whatever
was
that means.
Shakur Stevenson had a set guarantee under Top Rank. And when his last fight happened last July against Hartunian, they went to Shakur Stevenson again with an increase of the guarantee. He turned it down. That's why he ended up signing with Matchroom Boxing.
All facts.
All right. Boxing source.
We agree with that, but
you're on Twitter, right? You're on X. Why don't you put that out there and tag Shakur? Make that statement and tag Shakur.
What would that do?
Make that statement. It will go viral, and you'll pick up followers. You'll go viral. Unless it's a pure lie.
Jesus Christ, dude. This has been documented by many sources.
The gentleman just said, though.
I can't hold on, because you made a statement in reference to calling somebody. Hold on just a moment.
Hey, you don't have to do it. Jerry lives in an alternate universe.
Y'all still
Let him call somebody. Let him call somebody.
Hold on, y'all should hear
One down
when he
guarantee from Tank Team. That's breaking news.
He said top rank, top rank, not Tank,
let me say
top
this,
rank,
Jerry, for life.
top rank, top
and when
rank.
that guy, wait, Jerry, let me say this. The gentleman that just brought up Crawford and said that Crawford ducked y'all. I don't know why y'all keep saying he ducked out that fight, bro. He said he wanted to fight by the end of the year, and Spence said no. So
yeah, we're not responding to that. We're not responding to that because no one said that.
He spin the block.
Yeah,
Somebody just said that he went to take another fight like he ducked.
No. He didn't. Nobody said he ducked.
And then Greg, and this for Greg. Greg, you keep telling us that he could have had that fight. Shakur could have had that fight, but that's not what Espinosa said. He said, he just reached out. He ain't say nothing more than he reached out to Shakur. So why you keep saying that, Greg?
That
is not what he said.
Hey man, like I'm sorry. Well, I shouldn't.
What are you hearing, bro?
I'm sorry.
Question.
No, real quick, boxing voice. I'm about to respond to what he just said because this has just gotten ridiculous. Like
boxing source is the boxing source, not boxing voice. Boxing
like
source.
The boxing source. You guys do not listen whatsoever. I said that I reported that Shakur. They had conversations with Shakur Stevenson. I did this back in August, right? And that they were not, Shakur was looking for something that they were not interested in. That is what I said. You guys turned that into offers, contracts. He never sent a contract. Why you keep saying he sent a contract? Why you keep saying nothing? I didn't say anything about an offer. I said they had discussions. And Shakur Stevenson was looking for a multi-fight deal, and they were not. It's that simple. So when I say that Shakur could have done something different, it was signed for one fight and then went and got your multi-fight deal. It's fucking simple. But you guys live in such an alternate universe that the only thing you hear is like the shit that you process. You take it, hey, the sky is blue. Oh, Greg said the sky is gray, and that's based off of the fact that I feel that they have been saying that the sky is gray for the last... No, I said the fucking sky was blue. Stop misquoting me, dog. Damn. Shit. Never seen no shit like this before in my goddamn life.
Greg, the problem, Greg. No, the problem, Greg, is for what you. Oh, Greg.
Hey, Terrence, hold on. Let Boxing Source go.
Greg, the problem you have is that Shakur tagged Espinosa and called him a liar.
About a contract. Read what he... No. He changed the words. He changed the words to contract. Steven Espinosa never said contract. That's playing on words. You change. That's a straw man argument. You change what the person actually said and then argue against what you changed it to. Man, stop with the dumb shit, dog. You smarter than this. Let's move on.
Shakur said, I'm the B-side. How am I going to ask for a multi-fight deal? It doesn't even make sense.
Directly contradicting what he said. Tell him, Jerry.
What the fuck are you talking about? He is saying that he is looking for a multi-fight deal. Looking for a multi-fight deal, which means he didn't dictate. He didn't say, if you don't give me a multi-fight deal, I'm not. No, he said, I'm looking for a multi-fight deal. Well, we are not. So then there's nothing else to discuss.
Okay, Greg, so this is the problem, Greg. So after he said that, the Espinosa did say, okay, we'll give you one fight for you to fight Javante. And he said no. That's what we're saying, Greg. You're making it like, okay, he said that, and then he had no clue that he knew that he could get a one-fight deal. Can you recant that so everybody know that you don't know if they were offering him a one-fight deal just to fight Javante? Can you just say that, Greg? So
you want me to tell you particularly what they said to him and what he responded with.
Or that you don't know. Either one.
So this is what I know. This is what I know. Shakur Stevenson was looking for something that they were not interested in, which was a multi-fight deal, and they were not interested in a multi-fight deal. Period. Which fucking implies that they were telling him that they wanted one fucking fight. Do I have to tell you specifically that they said that out of their mouth? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, Greg.
Hey man, I'm done with this dumbass. I'm done with this dumbass comments. I'm done. We're moving on to the next topic. We're not debating shit that's stupid like this anymore. These are becoming dumbass arguments. Move on. Move on. I'm not participating in this anymore. Move on to another topic.
It's his show.
Move on to another topic.
So,
hey, the Boxing Source, you got good?
So does PBC and still need to bow down to Turkey and move to the zone, or they're going to be done as a company?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. I have not got a chance to speak on that yet.
That's what I want to know.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah, let him speak. We didn't hear from this guy.
That's what I want to hear from Gary.
Honestly, well, let this guy finish first, and we'll respond.
Well, shit. I mean, it's his show, so I was going to stand down. But, okay, so Luke, my opinion. Yes, it's the idea of a unifying body, a league, you know what I mean, if you will. It's a great idea, man. We actually have rules specified, and I actually wanted to link that in to what just happened with Tank with the knee, because if y'all dug into it, I've been very busy, so I haven't been on this channel in a couple weeks. But long story short, it is up to the referee's discretion, technically, and depending on what state you in. That being said, having a solid, unified body of rules, I would be very in favor of that. Having one champion, I'm in favor of that. But, and I'll land on this, I know how dangerous monopolies can be, so it just depends on the person behind it. to take a chance. I would say at this point the chance is worth it. But y'all got it. I'll pass the mic with that.
All right, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
No.
So, what if? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, what about the fact that his corner came to his aid in the middle of a fight, like a timeout? So now, what you're going to have is you're going to have fighters literally calling a timeout and having the cornermen come up and aid the fighter and then continue to fight. So my problem wasn't the knee, right? The knee is one thing, but the fact that he was able to get a timeout, self-called it, like a basketball game, right?
Well,
and then have his corner come in and wipe his eyes down in the middle of a round is insane.
The ref
So
called
let's
timeout
forget about the knee. Let's forget about
I believe that question was directed to me, so let me briefly respond.
Okay.
That was to me, Jerry, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've been in and out, to be honest. I've been in and out of round table. It's Sunday. I'm running some errands, so I didn't hear everything you said previously. But based on what you just directed towards me, I'm gonna respond like this. I didn't say this shit was kosher. I said that this would prompt a league to set some definite rules, like any knee, voluntary or involuntary. If you don't communicate with the referee, beforehand, that's a knockdown. I'm not saying I'm in support of this shit. So I don't know if you misunderstood.
No, I was not talking about the knee. In the rules, it's undisputable that the corner cannot.
Going back to the corner. Okay, yes, that's what you're speaking on. Well, okay, I got something to say about that. Technically, and y'all are gonna flame me for this, but I've been doing the research since for the past 8 days since the shit went down, and I wanted to be in the right. Technically, there are no quote-unquote rules like overarching rules of boxing. Each state got their own guidelines, but there are no overarching rules of boxing. It comes down to referee's discretion. I wish it wasn't that way, and to bring it full circle, that's why I am semi in support of Turkey bringing in the league where there could be concrete rules. This is this, that is that, a hard line. Just like
So
NFL, NBA.
You're saying there's no hard line about the corner coming up to the apron while the fight is ongoing in the middle round. You're saying there's no hard line guideline. I'm asking you.
Jerry, no, and I'm answering. I keep trying to tap out and pass the mic, but no, I got to respond. Jerry, if you have something to the contrary, because the ABC rules that apply to every state are only cited as guidelines. If you have something hard line that says this is the fucking rule and anytime this happens, that's the result, then I'm open to being corrected. I'm a humble dude. I'm open to being corrected. But until I see it, I'm going with my stance. And that's it. Y'all got it.
Hey, Jerry.
All right. Go ahead, the boxing source.
On your question on this thing, as far as like what happened there last weekend, like I understand your stance there because the New York State Athletic Commission dropped the ball on that instance on both cases. As mentioned earlier, it is up to the discretion of the referee to constitute what happened there as a knockdown, or with the trainer coming up to the apron at the time that he did, as a disqualification. And there have been multiple people that have said in both cases, one, it should have been ruled as a knockdown, and two, that it should have been ruled as a disqualification. But the New York State Athletic Commission dropped the ball on this one on two occasions. One, because they had the ability to do a replay on that particular knockdown in question, and they didn't do that. And then they made a statement that said that they had the video evidence and made the ruling that it wasn't a knockdown. That's on one front. And then the second thing was for them not to make anything or any ruling in reference to the trainer coming up to the corner and wiping off the face of Tank Davis. So that is why when they had the appeal and it upheld, that was crazy But this is the New York State Athletic Commission that we're talking about that has had multiple instances of controversy over the past few years. Now, what that leads to, at least on my part, is if they're going to have a rematch between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach, it cannot be back at the Barclays Center. They cannot have the New York State Athletic Commission involved in that event. It should be at least back in D.C. Because if you're going to have instances like this, especially of a fight of that magnitude, then they shouldn't be able to handle those type of matchups. That's my take on that.
Yeah, but controversial things have happened everywhere, though. A bunch of controversial things have happened in Las Vegas. You know what I mean?
Well,
in minuscule places like where Terrence Crawford is from, they let Terrence Crawford come in, have an extra round when they saw that his gloves were ripped and you could see his freaking wraps. Yet they still let him you can change the gloves at the end of the round. They let him really go in there with damaged gloves and fight somebody, knock the dude out, and they still, you know what I mean? It happens. Gary Russell Jr. had knocked down Lomachenko. They didn't call that a knockdown. Like, so it's like, people acting like this the first time, like, this only state that this has happened to. It happens all the time, everywhere.
Yeah, but that's not my point. My point is,
where are they going to fight then? The moon?
No, they're going to fight at Capital One Arena. That's what they're going to fight at, okay? They're going to fight there. It's not going to be in Las Vegas. At least I don't think it should be in Las Vegas because of the site fee for that. So they would bring it in Capital One Arena, break another record for Capital One Arena, and let's have this rematch either at the end of May or the end of June.
You don't know that that's going to be the best place for them to have the fight, though, because you don't know what the people are going to be offering as far as bringing their fight to whatever venue, whatever it is. That might not be the best place. The Barclays might be the best place.
At least not yet.
Yeah, so I'm saying you can't just say Capital One because you don't know. Las Vegas might be the best one. The highest grossing fights are in Las Vegas.
Hold on. What I said in reference to the site fee for Las Vegas, will that be enough to garner the rematch between these two? That's number one. Number two is the demand for the rematch going to be high enough? We're just a week from that particular fight taking place. Now, I could speak with a few people involved with this, but we'll see over the next couple of weeks because Lamont Roach Sr., Gary Jonas, Lamont Roach Jr. had pushed to have this rematch take place. Lamont Roach Jr. has already stated multiple times that he signed his end of the deal for the rematch to take place. So it may be up to one side to see if it does go through, but as stated in the post-fight press conference, initially they said that it wouldn't be next. So we'll see.
Yep.
But I'm just saying you can't. Yeah. Okay.
No, go ahead.
I want to touch it. He asked everybody about the Turkey thing.
Yeah, I was just saying real quick that you can't. Yeah, but you can't just say that. Oh, we're just going to exclude New York because this particular thing happened, because it happens. It's happened in many different places. Like New York is not the only place where like missed calls have happened or whatever it is. It's happened in Las Vegas, everywhere.
Yeah, it does.
You're not going to be able to find a place where something of that nature didn't happen. It just has a big, huge light on it right now because it's Tank Davis and because, like, he's one of the biggest names in boxing. That's why there's, like, a light on it. Literally the week before, we saw Turki Alalshikh, a promoter of a freaking event or the back of an event, go to the judges' tables, find out exactly what the scores are, and then go ahead and tell one side that they're down. After finding out exactly what was done. So it's like, things have happened everywhere. If things have happened in the UK, where there have been fighters that have been busted with drugs, but they didn't tell the other fighter and they let the fight happen.
Right.
Everywhere.
Television, let me ask you a question. If Roach had gone down on one knee and then gotten aid from his corner and then the fight ended up being a draw, what would you be saying today, Television? Let me see if I know you better than you know yourself. What would you be saying today?
You gotta shut up and let me answer it. Like, if you know me, you would know I'd be saying the exact same thing. That type of thing happened in New York. It's happened in Vegas and happened in all these other different places. So just to say, I'm not gonna have it in New York. If anybody has known me and heard me speak, that's exactly what I'd be saying. You can't just say, it's not going to happen in New York because this thing happened. It's happened in many places. This has happened. So you can't say, it's going to exclude New York.
Hey guys, real quick, I got to jump in real quick because we've missed this. Hold on, we've missed a few super chats, so I want to make sure I've gotten everybody. Big Dog Willie hit us with the $2. Hair Grease, the best fight at 135. Big Dog Willie again, $2. Tank got dropped by Hair Grease. Tankamaniac Glaze, Tankamaniacs $2. Tankamaniacs are the biggest hypocrites on earth. And then HTX Nate 44, the same guys outraged by the knee and other BS are the same ones that are quiet about Turkey Sandwich helping his Muslim fight Rob Carlos Adamas. Oh, his Muslim fight Rob Adamas let that same energy not select outrage. I feel you.
Hey, nobody cares about that fight.
Can anybody hear me?
The irony care about the Tank fight.
The irony of Tank saying Turkey was going to rob him of a decision, only for him the next week to rob Roach of a decision. The irony. During the fight, Tank Davis was saying, you'll never get a decision here tonight. You will never get a decision here tonight. And sure enough, the PBC makes sure of it.
But I want to say something about Turkey. Woo! The tournament.
Still got rounds 10, 11, 12 to decide that fight.
I agree. We act as though those are two different things. One fight was clearly a win for a fighter that won a vast majority of the fight, and the other one was a particular moment that happened in a fight. And again, I've mentioned this before. Yeah. If Gervonta Davis has been knocked down and is counted as a knockdown, he's going to fight differently, and so is Roach. So what we're trying to do is hold everything constant outside of the knockdown, and that makes no sense at all to me. But go ahead. What you about to say, 916?
No, great point. It's not just an knockdown.
Great point.
Okay.
Here's my point.
People are saying Roach won that fight just like, actually more people are saying Roach won that fight than they did Adamas winning, getting a draw.
And that has nothing to do with Gervonta Davis.
It is a bigger outrage.
That has nothing to do with Gervonta Davis. It's a bigger outrage because it's Gervonta Davis, man. Stop it.
No, it's a bigger outrage because it's clear as day. You went down on a knee, and then you got help from your corner in the middle of the round. It's clear as day. The ref started counting, and then all of a sudden stopped counting. I don't ever remember seeing that.
Okay.
Hey, Jerry, you got to take it as percentage. Yes, a larger number of people are probably talking about the Tank fight, but as a percentage, I think almost everybody would say that Adamas was wrong.
Yeah,
exactly. Why did Tank Davis tell Roach that he'll never get a decision?
When did he say that?
Roach said, Tank told him.
That's what he told him.
While they were fighting, he said, you'll never get a decision.
Okay.
He said, they ain't going to give it to you.
Okay. And how do we know what was the motive behind Gervonta saying that and the context in which he said that?
I love that Greg has a high IQ. He's like the smartest guy in the room, except when he's cornered.
What the fuck are you? Okay. I am responding to you, and I am saying, number one, I didn't hear Roach say that. Number two, I know you, and I want to understand how do you know what context he said that in.
So you didn't watch the post-fight press conference?
I didn't watch all of it, no.
Okay, because that's where he said it at.
Okay, and again, my question stands. How do you know what context he said that in?
You didn't hear him saying. I'm telling you where he said it at. You said you didn't hear it.
I got it, and my question was, if I'm sitting there and I'm saying you won't get to this, I don't know what context that is. I need to hear the discussion. I don't know what context that is in. So I know what context you gonna take it, Jerry.
The decision to decide the winner of the fight.
Jerry might have something.
Hey, but what context do you have from Turkey? I mean,
what context? What comment did I make about Turkey? What comment did I make about Turkey?
We saw what Turkey said.
Turkey said
on live TV. Say it. What the fuck are you talking about? That means Turkey wasn't cheating. TV. You're down by 2 rounds. But doesn't that mean he's not cheating?
Let me give my quick message.
If he was cheating,
he wouldn't say it on
the judges. Hey,
do you remember when Mayweather told Tank that he was down? Do you remember when Mayweather told Tank that he was down in the middle of the fight? I mean,
Mayweather did not go to the actual judges and get the actual scorecards and then go to Floyd and what's going to go to Tank and say that. He said the unofficial scorecard.
Okay,
that's what he was talking about. That everybody had. That both sides had the information too. He went to the actual judges to get the scorecard and then to give it to the other side.
But he didn't influence the decision. That's the important thing. He didn't influence his decision.
Hey, let me get my little point across and let me get up out of here.
Hold on, Tank. Listen, Tank. My thing is this. Look, listen. You're down on the cards. You got to do something. You got to do something against this man.
Oh, my fault.
And he said the unofficial, the same unofficial that the other side had.
Well, hey, just let me get my little talking points off, and I'm gonna get out y'all way. You know, I see y'all more in the water than that and stuff. So, but yeah, man, the fight was pretty good. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I done rewatched it like 3 or 4 times. It was a pretty good fight, decent pace to it. You know, easy to score for me. Had a 7-5 Roach. Wasn't really nothing outside of the knockdown and then him going to the corner that was really controversial. In the moment, it didn't seem like it was a big deal. It happened so quick when I was watching it. But, but I thought he won it without the knockdown. I thought he had a pretty good case to appeal. I wasn't against him appealing it. Thought he had a solid case to win the appeal, actually. But I ain't really tripping about them leaving it a draw. I feel like that's a good thing to do, because they're gonna run it back anyway. You know, he said it himself. It was already had a rematch clause prepared anyway. So
yeah,
that's all good. But in terms of Turkey, you know, I'm for a league, just not with Dana White involved. You know, his model. I mean, I don't think it creates the superstars like we need in boxing. Because if you look at it, if you really follow the UFC, I mean, guys, the stars get knocked off every day, man. You just seen Alex Pereira get knocked off yesterday, so I don't think that was a robbery, you know. So, you know, but he is basically musical chairs with the championship. Like it's never no long standing champions, except for maybe like John Jones, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm cool with it. With it being one belt as well, that way you add a little more weight to it, so you being the champion. You know, I'm fine with all that. And yeah, man, and it's just overall it's good in boxing right now. I ain't really got no judgment for Turkey right now. I want to see how stuff play out before I really, you know, jump the gun like some folks. You know what I'm saying? And you know we got that big fight in September. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just point this out too for all the Terrence Crawford detractors. Talk about the whole Spence situation and how he was over there wasting his time with Top Rank, all this and that. How all these guys have made more money than him. But guess what? Out of all of his contemporaries at that time, he in a better position than every single one of them. What Errol Spence said. Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Keith Thurman. He got a fight coming up. Y'all ain't even said nothing about it.
Those guys
so
are
I say he doing. So I'm saying. So yeah, he retired. But what about the rest of them?
Kell Brook was cool. Then Kell Brook had been knocked out like multiple times before he fought. Spence. So what's the point of him bringing Kell Brook up?
He in a better position than all of them, regardless of what you got to say.
Yeah, okay.
So I can at the end of the day, I can say he wasn't a bad businessman at all. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, okay.
Canelo and stuff.
Not at all.
I could be like y'all and be like, no, don't fight Canelo. That's a little too risky, man. You might lose that fight. You know?
If he wasn't getting paid what he was getting paid, he wouldn't be fighting Canelo.
I would just say he's a good. He's not a bad.
Everybody got a problem.
He's not a good businessman. He's a great con artist, though.
Fighting Benavidez and them. That's why he's not even fighting.
Everybody got a problem. Oh yeah, that's another.
He's not even fighting the guy.
Hold on, you just reminded me of something.
He won't even fight Caleb Plant. He won't even fight Caleb Plant because Caleb Plant would flatline his ass. So he's only fighting that dude for the money.
Hold on, I'm not gonna be here long. Let me ask this question.
Is Canelo ducking Benavidez?
What do I think about what?
I'm trying to mandate. Bivol. What y'all think about the WBC trying to mandate Bivol to fight Benavidez, even though he's not?
They should.
Well, I mean, that's a fight that we would want to see.
I love it.
We want to see it, but we know the trilogy next though.
No. How do we know that?
That's not. No.
No,
Hey,
go ahead, Jay.
Is Canelo ducking Benavidez? Television, answer that for me.
What is the
Is
purpose of that
Canelo
question?
ducking Benavidez?
Well, they're not in the same division, so I guess you could say no, since they're not in the same division anymore.
Oh, you don't. Okay, so you don't think Canelo's ducking Benavidez? Okay.
How do you can duck somebody that's not in your division?
Well, hey guys, listen. My apologies. This has been a great conversation, but I actually got to wrap it up now because the family has just gotten home, and I got to go up there and spend some time with them. But I do appreciate everybody that called in today. Jerry.
Hey,
God,
television.
I forgot what 916
You are
is.
correct in not answering that question because you know I would circle that back
answer it.
to your boy
I
Tank
did
Davis
answer
and Shakur Stevenson.
answer it.
Okay.
I did answer it.
Canelo's a
well.
duck, but Tank isn't.
I did answer it.
Got it.
Okay. Thank you,
Canelo
Jerry.
got offered $50 million. He turned it down. Shakur Stevenson walked away from the potential of making a fight. Completely different.
Turkey will give Davis $100 million. Turkey would give Davis $100 million and 4 Ferraris.
All right, guys. We appreciate you guys. These guys were never going to stop. They were never going to stop arguing, man. These guys were going to go on and on and on. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to hang up on everybody, but we had to end the call. Appreciate everybody that called in today. Tunnel, Jerry, ASVP TV,
Everybody.
Best Damn Videos, Corey Williams, 916. I can't remember what 916 name was. Huh?
CJ.
Yeah, CJ. Yeah, all you guys. Appreciate you guys for calling in. You guys, the video format, yeah, I can definitely add the video format of people calling in as well, so you guys can see each other face to face. But no, very much so appreciate all of you guys for calling in. The panel was lit today. Again, we need you guys to start to let me go ahead and see if I can drop the Discord in there. I just saw somebody mention the Discord. Let me see if I can get I don't know, this thing always does something weird now, man. Well, it's hard for me to get the Discord link unless I'm on my phone. You guys need the Discord link? Anybody need the Discord link? Let me know. I think this is the Discord link right here. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. So I'll drop the Discord link in here real quick. For those of you who want to smash it and join the Discord, man, there's a lot of talking there about boxing and crap. It didn't come through.
Y'all hit the Discord.
Man, this thing didn't even go through, Jason. I don't know what's going on, man. My computer's been tripping today, man. Here we go. I think we got it. Trying to refresh this thing and get it to come up. There we go. All right, so here's the link to the Discord. You guys can come on over and join.
And continue y'all convo.
Y'all can definitely continue your convo there. Certainly without me in it. But here's the Discord right here. So you guys can join the Discord. But again, appreciate everybody that joined. Hey, Jason, by the way, Shakur is up 51% in terms of who would they get the win to.
I don't give a fuck.
So I did win this particular poll. I kept it up just in time for me to get I kept it up just in time to get the W. So go pound sand. All right, guys. We'll catch up with y'all next time. Fuck what Jason's talking about. Peace. Fuck what this nigga talking about. Fuck him.
Fuck you, buddy.